This is KNXT Los Angeles. It is 1 minute past midnight.
They call it the Sunshine State. From Malibu to Laguna Beach, it's California, where everything's new and on the move. Take a galactic trip or a Jedi ride into the future, where Conan comes alive in the City of Stars. First up, Universal Studios, Hollywood, USA.
Welcome to Universal Studios. You are on galactic space. Be prepared for anything.
We are being invaded. We are being invaded.
Full alert, alert, full alert, alert. Prepare for ice tunnel ejection. Ejection complete.
In the age of Merlin, eons ago, a boy drew a sword from a rock and became Conan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Universal Studios present the good, the bad, and sharp shooting Sam. That's it. We thank y'all for visiting Universal Studios.
Welcome to America's Six Flags Magic Mountain. Watch the U.S. pro diving team shaping up for the L.A. Summer Olympics. And fly the rails to see the Six Flags ski team in action. Just for the fun of it, chase the laughs in the 360-degree roll around the Revolution. And roar in a razzle of a ride down the incredible Colossus. before you fly. Take a spin and ski barefoot. Or make a lively stop and electrobop or breakdance where the action is down on Sunset Strip. California on the move, from Six Flags Magic Mountain to Conan's Universal Tour. A suncoast of fiction and fantasy. That's LA today. California on the move. This is the exciting world of Peter Stuyvesant. Alive, vibrant, full of fun. Peter Stuyvesant, the international passport to smoking pleasure.
Hello and welcome to the ArchieLuxury live stream, the daily live stream. Here we are, broadcasting live. What can I say? What can I say today, guys? I'll just clean my camera there. There we go. The studio's looking really good there. Sort of. I'm still using the garden chair at the moment. I'm trying to get my back into shape. There we go. Guys, very quickly there, Blue Shirt Buddha, $2, $2. It's Tuesday night live with the Pontiff. Thank you, Blue Shirt Buddha. I so wish we can do a show soon because you're a good man and I miss doing shows with you, Blue Shirt. Okay, let's get the crew on the stream. I got to tell you, we had an interesting stream yesterday. Hello, Timely. How are you?
Good, self.
Hey, man. I'm pretty good. I don't know if you saw yesterday's stream. We fixed some of Marcel's problems.
Nice. Okay. What were some of Marcel's problems? Oh, super chat, $20 off the cuff.
Parasites, $20. On the upcoming season of the AC3 show, drama and hilarity abound as Archie and the Bear are manipulated by a live dancing semi-flexi sexual undercover capitalist with a penchant for gaslighting, networking, and buggery. That's Harry Paratis. Testes. So, I got to tell you, you saw the show yesterday, didn't you?
I saw part of it. I was at work.
What did you think?
Yeah, not bad. I didn't really get into
what did you think as far as our good friend Marcel goes?
I didn't really get into the bit where with him. I've seen just a little bit of it, but he's a funny character, that guy. Yeah. And I've seen him on a lot of shows. He gets around quite a bit.
He does get a lot around, but I got to be honest with you. He thinks he could make a pivot. We've got the Bear Clooney. Bear Clooney, we love you. You're always welcome on the show, Bear. This camera's lens is a bit dirty.
Still on the garden chair.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My back's a lot better now, actually. You know that?
What? Once you swap to the garden chair from the other one?
Yeah. I look. Plastic spoke to me yesterday. He said I should be standing for the show because I'm hunching.
Plastic stand for the show?
But you know what? I'm just going to get it. Yeah, I want to get a comfy chair. I'm going to get a comfy leather sort of chair. That's what I will do.
Howdy from Texas, $2.
Howdy from Texas, $2. Sad to see Marco abused yesterday. Marcelo abused.
The Marcello.
Dude, he wasn't abused. I gave him advice. Okay, so basically we discovered, let me just recap. He's been married for 10 years. He's in Japan. He's got his own little small business, which I must admit, I think is a pretty nice business, okay? He sells aged Aussie meats and Israeli wine, okay? Now, because of COVID, it's been closed for a bit. It hasn't been great, okay? his wife has decided to get a job as a dental assistant. Now,
They don't really do that much over there, do they? Japanese women don't really. They more manage the house and.
Well, let me tell you this. He said to me, he confessed to me, he hasn't had sex in 5 years with his wife.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
And he's a bit of a soft cock. He's running this business. He got ripped off. Listen to me. It's simple what he needed to do. He got ripped off by this Israeli guy.
Yeah.
He's got Yakuza coming to his restaurant. He says to one of the Yakuza, fix this problem for me. Here's 20 grand. I want this guy fixed. That's what you do. You subcontract it out. And then you've got to be a soft cock. You've got to be hard and say right to the wife, you can't go and get another job. They're supposed to be partners in this business. Birminghard, how are you?
Birmingham.
Good, Arch. I'm just...
Birminghard, I'm trying to explain this disaster from yesterday. Did you see it?
It was a good... It was a good... I don't think you were being abusive. You weren't being abusive.
I basically said to him, man, if you're running a business, your wife can't be getting another job. It sounds like she wants out. If she wants out, buy her out. Let her do her own thing. That's what I was saying.
Who was
either
it's
with
the
you
dentist,
or
right?
she's
It's the dentist, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, she told him it was only 1 day a week. Then when she got the job, it's 5 days a week.
Yeah, and she knows that this is a friend. Is that what we published?
Sorry,
it's a friend that she's seeing with us now. Is it a first friend or
no? She was a dental
You're getting
technician
feedback,
before.
Birmingham.
Really? Terrible feedback, Birmingham.
In the meantime,
right.
Harry Parasites, $5. Almost forgot I love gay men. So anyhow, with Marcelo, we're trying to help him. He's very beta guy. He needs to
does
be
he
more
want
tough.
help first?
He asked me. He said, "What do I do? My business is bad. My marriage is a disaster. What should I do?" So he wanted advice. I gave him advice, and I don't think he liked it.
You took the horse to the water. If he doesn't like the water, don't drink.
I said to him, maybe if his wife's not interested, get her out. Get her out, whatever needs to be done, because she seems quite bitter about things. I just tried to give him lifestyle advice.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birmingham, marriage is tough, you know? Andrew,
it can be.
£5. Only Marcelo could be surrounded by millionaires and talk to a parrot instead. Wonder his life is in trouble. Was an intervention. Tough love. Look, he likes. I like his bird. To be quite frank, I don't mind him. He likes his animals. There's nothing wrong with having some pets, but I think with Marcelo, he's got to be a bit. With the wife, he needs to sit down and have some communication and say, "Honey, are you out of the business? Or are you in the business? Do you want out? I'll buy your share out," and then he's got to focus on getting this business successful again.
Yeah.
But
get on track. Yeah.
Do you like birds more than dogs, Arch? Like on the pecking order of pets?
100%. I dislike.
Really?
I dislike dogs.
Yeah.
Look, I got nothing against dogs. It's just that I don't like dogs in houses or apartments.
I think I would venture to guess girls like dogs more than pet birds.
Yeah.
On average.
The bird's cute. The bird's cute. But look, Marcelo, his problem is, seriously...
Not the bird. The bird's not the problem.
He's actually a pretty successful guy. You look at what his watches are. He's got a Smurf. He's got a meteorite dial. This is a guy who's not as lame and tame as you think. That's his fully funded emergency fund. His watches is his emergency fund, okay? That's what they are. Those are his emergency fund, okay?
So while we're here, what have we got on the wrist today?
Bear Clooney, very quickly. I love dogs. I just hate dog trainers. I've only got one watch out at the moment. I've put everything into the safe because I just hate having too much stuff. It's dangerous.
Sub on the wrist.
All I got is the sub. That's it. One and done at the moment.
I just got the Chuda.
No. Octavio.
You know, I got to tell you, Timely,
Yes, sir.
I think for a lot of people, Birmingham's here, I got to tell you, for a lot of people, it's very hard to get a Steel Sports Rolex.
It is extremely hard.
And that Altavia on your wrist, that's a dream watch to a lot of people. A lot of people would say, wow, that's so expensive. You're so lucky. But in the hobby, why is it, Birmingham? In the hobby, we look down on that and say, it's a shitter.
I kind of
I
like
don't think it's a shitter.
I like the
it's a shitter. Do
Octavias.
you think
I think they're
shitter?
going. I'm glad that they're going in that direction. Actually, with
I don't think that watch is a shitter. Do you?
no, I think it's fine. I really like. I also like the chronograph Octavia.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one before it.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah.
The Hoya branded one. Very nice.
I got to tell you guys, seriously, this watch collecting game is so expensive. It's so dear. This is such an expensive thing. And so many people in this hobby, you see all these people flexing and how great it is. They have this, they have that. This is a very, I mean, Birmingham's more of a sensible man. He's a middle America. He's in law enforcement timely, just a middle American, family man, everyday millionaire.
Tell me,
Okay, let's not start those rumors, Arch.
with that moustache, right, in law enforcement, please tell me you have those mirror reflective aviators.
Hey, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. You guys are all starting rumors here.
You got to tell you, Birmingham, it's very, very nice to see. You know, I think so many people get caught up flexing gold, diamonds, platinum. I mean, that stuff is so ridiculous. I don't know about you, but to get a sub date, that hurts. That hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
That really, really hurt.
It's a rich man's hobby, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And this isn't even considered that. I mean, once you've got one, you think, oh, okay. It doesn't make your world wonderful, does it?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make your world incredible. The sexy, busty blonde doesn't really like you. Nothing really changes. Then you need to buy another one and another and another and another. When does it stop?
Doesn't. Turn the man $5.
When you can't afford anymore.
Zeal $5, Archie. If you got your Porsche Boxster and got caught speeding by State Trooper Birmingham, what would be your best excuse to get out of the ticket? I would say the transmission's stuck. I'm sorry, sir. I had car trouble.
Mechanical failure.
Accelerator cable
failure.
stuck. Apologies. And Style Collector, $5.
Style Collector, $5. We collect jewelry. It's expensive. $5. I gotta say, realistically, these watches. Do you ever look at this timely and say, "Gee, this is so expensive a hobby. This is ridiculous."
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
There's some people that want to make it seem like it's not an expensive hobby, right?
It is.
Let's lower the barriers so everyone can enjoy watches at every price point.
Yeah, everyone's on a different wage or whatever you want to call it, right? Everyone makes a different amount of money per year. To some people, some watches are easier to come by because of their income. To others, they're not. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you look at the cost of these watches, they're not cheap. Regardless of your income, it's not a cheap thing to drop. It's not a $50 watch or something, yeah? You're not going out and buying a Timex or something. These are expensive pieces. To some of us, they hurt a lot. To others, not so much. It's the way it is. So we all have to come up with our own game plan to try and get them, right? So I flip other pieces that I get in cheap and I restore them and then I flip them off. And that's what I get for income to start building a collection. Others, they just go to work. It's just depends on your income and what your input is for how much you're spending, yeah? So the Timepiece Fund, $2.
Timepiece Fund, 2 smackaroonies there. respectable hobby starts at one and done to 3 to 6 pieces.
And I get, you know, you've always said it has to hurt, yeah.
Tell me,
and I understand that.
You're
And I respect-
you're in Sydney. You're in Sydney,
Yeah.
right? And what chance have you got of getting, say, a sub date? What chance have you got of getting one of these, really?
Not a very
You've got
large
two
chance.
chances. None and
Buckley's and none?
Buckley's.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so expensive. That's so dear, isn't it? That's the price of a decent second-hand car.
I've got a mate right now who's fighting just to get an Air King, yeah?
Fighting who?
Oh, no, he's like looking around. He's doing the hard yards just to find an Air King that's available for
What does he expect to spend? What does he
a reasonable
expect to
price.
pay? What does he expect?
10?
Yeah, 10 will get you.
He's not being unreasonable. It's between 9 and 11, right? Is what he's going for. Obviously, the closer to 9, the
What
better.
does his wife say about that?
She's not fussed. It's money he has saved away that he's always been prepared to buy a Rolex. This is one in the past few months that's
How
caught
old
his
is
fancy.
he? How old is he?
I'd say be in his late 40s, mid to late 40s.
Okay. In Sydney, Sydney is a bit like your Seattle or California. Very expensive city to buy a home. $1 million plus. I think you're looking at Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah, about that.
And so the problem is, many people there, they save. How long does it normally take to save a deposit for a house? You probably 5
Depends.
good years
Like I
as
said,
a couple. 5
everyone's
years?
income. For me, it took a couple of years just to get the deposit ready. But that was between my wife and I together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hard thing. It's very, very difficult. When you say hard, that's going without, not going to restaurants, being stingy. It's a really big effort. And I got to tell you, in all honesty, buying a Steel Sports Rolex is a big effort for a lot of guys there. How do you find it, Birmingham?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I owned a house before I bought my Rolex. I mean, they're not. Having a Rolex is certainly not a necessity, right? I mean, your smartwatch or even a quartz watch is all someone would really need. I mean, at that point,
doesn't it give you
you're really looking at luxury.
Don't you think a man should?
Yes.
Don't you think a man? I think the problem with both you guys is when you turned 20, you should have both got a Rolex and said, "Right, I'm getting a Rolex just to get it."
I bought my house at 21 though. I mean, I was saving for a house, so for me, it was like really, really pushing hard. Wearing, and I wore a cheap G-Shock back then, and I was broke, and me and the wife, we didn't go out to eat. We ate in our little one bedroom little condo that we scraped and saved for, and it was good. I mean, that was the stage of life. I
like this the Americans like to sacrifice and
live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else, Arch.
That is a proper shit with Dave, but you know that, don't you? Tan Zeal, $5 AC3. You seem like a chap who would go to the store and collect Matchbox cars. Which were your favorite growing up? I actually liked the models of yesteryear, Tan. That was the vintage ones, the slightly bigger vintage ones. That's the ones I liked. And I like the made in England ones, not the made in Macau. Tan Zeal, let me say this to you. I really do think, Dave, his biggest problem was when he went bankrupt at 28. That's partly because he financed them all on short-term loans, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think the housing market tanked as well.
But that was stupidity. I would never do that.
Yeah, it's
like that was crazy. I could have told you that a mile away. I'd say, "Oh, I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be making sure that rate stays low for a good couple of years."
Yeah.
If he would have had it fixed, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, our housing market will have some wild swings.
Housing
sometimes
market
too.
has gone crazy in America now. I hear. Is that right?
Yeah, and I'd be worried that, you know, people that are buying like multiple properties now for investments, like at the prices they are now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a certified financial advisor, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a correction, and so it can be tough if you're over leveraged. So
CB $20.
CB, he's a good guy, CB. Hey, Arch, it is considered flexing showing off my 45-year-old Automotive orange boy with diver decompression. Bought new, by the way. Pull it up, please. This is CB, has some amazing watches. And by the way, I was going to pull this up. I forgot to do this. You know, CB was on the show. He had some of his watches on yet the other day. Remember that tuning fork?
is it a
right?
Boulevard? The Boulevard?
No, it
the
was
Accutron?
the Omega
Oh, okay.
solid gold, right?
Okay.
And he actually sent me a photo with 2 other solid gold pieces in it. I wanted to show this to you. Let's bring it up. Let's have a look. And let's just critique this. This was his 3-piece steel combo. Got to be careful pulling this
Very
up.
nice.
We might lose sleep tonight. There we
Very
go.
nice.
So look at this here. He's got this gold Speedmaster, the day date, and that's the, so that was 36 mil, 18 karat. So it actually was, it wasn't out of place. No one even asked the size. You know, in the 70s, no one said, what size is it? Size was never a big issue. Size was never a big issue.
With watches.
Exactly. Look at that. That's actually the same color dial my first ever day date had. It had that bluey kind of dial, that darky blue. And amazing. He's got some amazing pieces. Then the next piece he's got is it the Automotive. Automotive, of course, was a historic. This was a historic piece. It's from their, you know, their actually that didn't work out. It's from their range. This was a Hoya. So you're talking what, 70s? You know what I mean? These were very classic. Have a look at this, baby. Have a look at this one. Tell me what you think of this for a vintage Automotive. Tell me what you think. What do you think of that with orange in remarkable condition? Absolutely remarkable condition. Look at it.
This is CB. This is CB's photo.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
CB's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful piece.
Very nice.
And I got to say, gold pieces that he had are amazing. This also in steel. Look at the bracelet, nice condition. It's in beautiful nick.
It's not stretched or anything. Beautiful.
It's
they're
quite valuable.
The end links are sitting pretty snug in there as well, where the lugs are. Like, it's not loose, nothing. It's in really good nick.
Guys, I want to say, what do you say? I always say to a man, you should get your Rolex first up. Early 20s, get your Rolex. Get it. Do you regret, timely, not getting a Rolex when you were 20?
Yeah, especially for the prices they were going at back then as well.
Like if you didn't buy that stupid 156.
Yeah, that would have been, I was, mid.
How much did you pay for the 156?
Mid 20s, yeah.
How much did you pay for it?
16 and a half.
Okay, so you could have got a beautiful, how many years ago was that?
About 10, no more. Yeah, about 12 years.
So you could have got a beautiful Rolex instead of that car.
Yeah, but
you'd still
if you don't know, you don't know, eh? Back then, I wasn't heavily
Irving
into watches. I didn't understand, so.
What age were you when you got your first decent watch?
I was mid 30s, but for me, so here's the thing: when you're getting that, when you're talking about like what life stage you're getting that Rolex, I think for me, getting the Rolex was like more of a capstone achievement. For you, it's more of what we call like a cornerstone achievement, right? Like your business, it runs on, the luxury goods business, right? And so for you to build, your life, right? Those luxury goods are a cornerstone of it. So you need them earlier. For me, when I bought my Rolex, the first Rolex I ever bought was a sub, and it cost more than my car at the time, right? But it was like, okay, I'm at a financial goal now where I'm comfortable and buying some luxury goods. And then, I upgraded my car a couple of years later and that kind of thing. But it was a long-term goal for me in achievement. And it wasn't like the means to get to my goal, if that makes sense.
Let's play a bit of catch up here. Archie got the timepiece fund, $2.
Timepiece fund.
After CB's post.
Here we go. Timepiece fund, $2. Prioritize it. Buy house first, then Rolex as reward. I don't know. I think a man needs something to get them over the hump. I think 20 is a great age to get yourself a Rolex, an Air King, a Milgauss, just to wear it one and done for life until you can start buying a few more. It'll make you... I think you're better off to buy an expensive Rolex than you are to have expensive designer clothes. You're better off to have cheaper clothes and better watch. I think that's a much better investment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try something if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to try and adjust this lighting so I don't have...
Yeah, you
Bit
adjust
horrible.
that. I'm just going to move a few things. I'm going to sit on the floor. That's another thing that's been said to me. I should sit, I'm going to sit on the floor because I just don't seem to be able to get comfortable burping hard.
You got to show off. You got to show off that nice carpet, Arch. You got to show off that beautiful carpet.
I know. I'm going to sit. Oh, my God.
Much better.
Oh, how's that?
Can you change the camera angle, Arch?
Yeah.
I gotta get up.
Top of your head's nice, but
I gotta get up.
there we go. We're all very organised today here in Australia, burping hard, don't worry. Hey? When you're ready, when you're good and you're ready, you got a $20 super chat from GS Superman.
How's that angle there?
We can't hear you now.
You can hear. Oh shit.
Oh well.
The mic. Hello. How's that?
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
There you go.
How's that?
Figuring it out.
I'm working it out. This is what the hell is this?
All that beautiful plush synthetic carpet now. It's great.
Look at that.
Nice and new.
I don't know. Okay, there we go, guys. So, I'm not feeling too well today. You know that?
You need to move the mic a bit closer. You're not as loud.
I'm
as
not
you were.
feeling too well today, guys. You know that?
What's wrong?
I might have a sleep on the floor here.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Timepiece fund. Okay, we did that one. Next one was
Superman, $20.
BS Superman. Here we go. Da-da-da-da. Oh, GS Superman, the legend. I think we tend to... GS Superman, $20. I think we tend to lose... Actually, I'm going to change this around because then I can look up to you, burping hard. And hello. You can see me. Look down. Hello.
Kill.
I think we tend to lose perspective that these watches are expensive. Rolex is hard to get for most people. Nice to see Burping Hard back in the show. Thank you, Burping Hard.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I tell you what, terrible. Can I tell you what's wrong?
Yeah.
I had a fight with the missus last night.
Stay
Right?
close to that mic, Arch.
Yeah. Fight with the missus, right?
Yep.
She jumped from the top rope.
Okay. And then I had 2 croissants this morning. It's given me terrible indigestion now.
Okay.
I'm not used, they're buttery and,
Yeah.
croissants.
Yeah.
Phew, I'm not feeling well.
So let's recap, right? Bad back.
Bad
Okay.
back.
Fight with the missus.
Fight with the missus.
Sore stomach. So we've got physical pain,
Indigestion.
emotional and mental agony,
Yes.
maybe physical pain. We don't know, right? And
Yes.
stomach pain. Lovely. So you're in fine form today.
Perfect
Yeah.
health.
Ready for the show?
Yeah.
3 hours.
That's right. Exactly.
Sounds like you might need a new mattress, Arch. That maybe is what we need to be fundraising next for you.
Actually,
Luxury
the
mattress.
Is good. I think it's. I don't know.
Sleeping duck.
What?
Sleeping. You have a sleeping duck?
No, I just see the ads and the guy looks pretty happy with it. He hits one with a steamroller and it bounces back. So I don't know.
It's called a sleeping duck?
Yeah, it's a New Zealand based.
Yeah, I like that one.
Because they got the Kiwi guys always advertising it, and he's got sleeping duck mattresses. You know, they're so comfy and good, and they always, I don't know. It's just an ad over here.
Does it come shipped to your door all like in a box, and then you cut it open?
and they unravel this thing, and then they lay it out, and then it's the best sleep he's ever had. I don't know.
See, I'm not sold on those yet. Those are always like the most awkward ones to move.
It's a sleeping duck mattress, bro.
Bro, that's it. I like the accent. Burbing hard. Tell me this. Rolex for you. What made you get the Rolex? So how old were you, and when did you get it?
So this is a few years ago. I got it with actually a promotion. I had a long-term employment goal.
Yep.
And that was kind of how I negotiated it with my wife. It was like, hey, we achieved this certain, this certain promotion. She actually wanted to upgrade her wedding ring. And I was like, okay, well, however much we're spending on your ring is how much I get to spend on a watch. And it was like, okay, fair enough. So, and then, I was just watching people on YouTube and went from this guy named ArchieLuxury was like, hey, it's got to hurt, go to Rolex. And I was like, you know what, time to upgrade from those Seikos and Hamiltons and
go for
jump into the deep end.
Go for what? Archie. Go for what? Go for
Rolex.
Yeah.
So, for me, tell me this, Timely. What about you? Did you ever want a Rolex? What was the go with you?
Well, I think everyone really wants a Rolex. Hey, you see it in. It's the most popular brand that even the non-watch people know, right? So when you like watches, but you're not really full on into it.
Yeah.
It's a Rolex, right? It's the best when you don't know what's going on. Yeah. You missed one first, Arch, before CB.
Oh,
you got bezels from New England watch collectors.
Yes, $2. Sing Kumbaya with the carpet. Well, there's no carpet beetles because it's synthetic carpet now. See, this is synthetic.
You bought the Beatles a ticket to ride. They're out.
Carpet.
They're gone.
They don't like synthetic carpet.
Geez, they had a field day on your old carpet, though.
You know what? And you know what? I had this strip they ate, so I put another strip on top of it. They ate that strip out as well. Can you believe that?
Yeah, you're just providing them a free lunch.
But do you believe these beetles? You ever had carpet beetles?
No, I've never had them, seen them. I didn't know about them till the show, to be honest.
Carpet beetles. They eat. Have you asked about them or not?
No.
You got tiles, haven't you? He's got tiles. Burbing hard. Sing Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. That's what they used to sing. Your life is amazing. Here we go. CB, Archie, buy an inversion table. It will help you a lot. Inversion. Holy shite. We got a super chat here. Going to blow it out of the water. J, £5. Rolex steel watch exceeding the prices of precious metal, Patek, complication, annual calendar. Are we due a correction in the appreciation of high horology pieces? I think the thing is about Rolex, it's so versatile because it's waterproof, it's automatic, it just is strong. I got to tell you, the problem with these Pateks, you've always got to realize they're not made for... Pateks are not made for everyday use. You can't, they're kind of delicate. And here we go. GS Superman, legend for the day.
Oh, wow.
GS
Cheers,
Superman,
GS.
$100.
Cheers.
Question for the day. Top 5 iconic watch of all time. I would have to say top 5 iconic Submariner, a GMT, a Daytona.
Pepsi? GMT Pepsi?
Doesn't matter.
Ooh.
you'd have to have a Speedy. And the fifth thing, I reckon, the fifth all-time classic, you'd have to say a Reverso. That'd be 5 classic watches. What do you think, Birmingham? Give me your 5.
So, do you think? I know that we've kind of had this conversation before, just debated. Do you think that the Daytona is more iconic than the Speedmaster?
No, I think the Speedmaster is probably more iconic.
And then
the Daytona is more valuable. The Daytona is more valuable, but
yes.
I think iconic. When you say iconic, I think the Speedy would probably be number 2. Submariner would be 1.
Yep.
Which is funny because you get the blank pan guys, right? And they all come out and say, 57s. It was before the sub.
Yeah, by what, like a year? They're.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They that's what they say. It's
the sub gets the sub is
what's Birmingham, what's your top 5? Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5.
I think agree on the sub, the GMT. I would say that the GMT Pepsi, Speedmaster. I think. Reverso is probably
actually really comfortable sitting on a concrete floor. You know that?
Maybe you need to lay. You just need to lay on your back.
I'm going to put a cushion under my ass. Okay, I'm going to put a cushion under my ass. Sorry.
That'll work. That'll give you another 10 minutes of comfort.
Yeah, I think so. My God. So give me that 5. Give me those 5s, Birmingham. Number 1, Speedy. Sub?
I'd say sub, then Speedy.
Yep.
Pepsi's got to be up there.
Yep.
I think Reverso more. I think Cartier has some pretty iconic.
Girl watches.
Yeah, but as far as either the Tank or the Santos, I think are both very iconic watches, just historically, right? These are designs that haven't gone anywhere. That are oftentimes copied.
I think the Santos was really, let's be honest there, it was really the 70s when it came out with the screws.
Yeah,
it's not really the original Santos. It was dead for a long time. It wasn't really there.
But I think a Tank is one that has stood the test of time.
Yep. Actually, I look thinner. Look at that. I look thinner. With the camera, I look thinner.
Yeah.
Thinner.
It's because you're looking up. Yeah, so this is nice. When you take photos, and you want to impress,
I always do
look
that.
up,
Yeah, that's exactly it. So
and you don't think a Calatrava or even a Grand Comp would make the cut?
I don't know if they're that famous.
Okay. Just iconic though. So
yeah, maybe they do. I think maybe. Oh, shit. You're right about the 10 minutes. Timely. Fuck, it's uncomfortable. You know how uncomfortable that is? Holy shit! And to make matters worse, I got a plastic underlay there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that makes it really... It's like... Oh, my God. I don't know what's wrong with my back. What's wrong with my back? I'm going to do some yoga. Can I do yoga?
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with it.
Yoga.
Well, have you tried like a foam roller, or like the lacrosse balls, like laying on those, like along your spine?
I got that vibrating thing. You know those balls. Saad, how are you?
Hi, Archie. How are you?
You know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about.
Saad, it's good to have you back here. We gave advice to Marcelo. What did you think? Give me your opinion.
After our stream finished, he went to another stream, by the way, which is against our rules. I have taken some screenshots.
He gets around, the Birdman of Alcatraz.
He's a promiscuous, promiscuous
what's wrong
fellow.
with his business, Sard? Just tell me what's wrong with his business, please. You're a business.
Totally mishandling the situation. He is blaming COVID. He is blaming everything but his own self. He should
Yeah.
be in charge of the business that he, made in the first attempt. The thing is introducing your wife, your children, your family, your father to the business that you have set up, and then they take control of the business and they tell you that okay, we had done this for you, we did this, and those emotional things come inside that business proposition, and then it becomes very, very difficult for you to handle this kind of situation, because family is involved, your money is involved, everything is jumbled in one box. So you have to have some, with me, I personally don't involve my father or anybody else in my business,
Put
because
everything in separate boxes and manage each one accordingly. Yeah.
totally, wife looks good in kitchen most of the time. Okay, if she is a doctor or she has some education, she is free to do whatever she wants to. But if you involve her in your own business, and a time comes when she knows your business secrets and stuff, you have another problem at your hands. She can give you this kind of what is it called, that okay, I know you used to do this in the business and you used to do that, and when it comes to divorce, and then you get blackmailed and stuff.
Yeah.
So why involve your wife in so many things?
Sard, what do you think of the fact that he hasn't had sex with his wife for over 5 years?
That's another mental issue. I couldn't sleep because of that. But I mean, either.
You know what? I had a fight with my wife because I was thinking how terrible this is. I just couldn't get it out of my head.
That maybe the wife is interested in someone else. I was
because he's got no leadership. There's no leadership. There's no leadership.
I'm afraid of the day when Marcelo comes to his house and there is a plumber, in the house. That is the day.
All the poor man, all
plumber.
But maybe she just hates him. Maybe she just hates him.
Yeah, definitely there is some emotional issues involved, but money is the first primary object which is creating this problem. Money.
Yeah.
She doesn't respect him. Not that she hates him. She doesn't respect him.
Sorry to digress a little bit as well, but just with the $100 super chat back there as well, he's saying the most iconic watches, right? So we've got Sard here as well, so he can have a crack.
What were your most iconic? Give me the most iconic, Timely.
Yeah, but hang on, iconic first, right? What's iconic? Is it the most, the most popular over time, or is it the one that, like for me, iconic would be, so like Paul Newman's Daytona, Steve McQueen's Monaco, the Speedy, it went to the moon, the Explorer one, it went to Everest. That for me, that's more what iconic would be.
I suppose it's whatever it means to you. You answer it. Let me say this, Timely. You answer it how it relates to you. See, for me, I'm thinking, what's the most popular, the most recognized? I'm thinking, what's the most recognized?
Okay.
Right? But you're saying, no, this is where it's good because you got a different twist. What you're saying is it's the most iconic watches for you. So you're saying Paul Newman.
It's the way it's
give me
worded,
your
right?
5. Give me the 5. Give me the 5. Give me the 5.
So for me, I would go for iconic. Paul Newman's Daytona.
Yep.
The Monaco from Le Mans.
Steve McQueen.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Explorer 1 because the Everest thing, right?
Yeah.
What else have I got here? And the sub I've got as well from the original, the Bond one,
Yep.
yeah?
Yep.
And what am I missing? 1, 2, 3. So I've got Speedy, Monaco, Daytona, Explorer 1, and sub. That's 5.
Yep. Say it again. Speedy,
Monaco, Daytona, Explorer 1, and the original 53 Submariner.
Oh, you think the Explorer 1 is good enough? Shit.
Well, for me, it's at the time, right, going to Everest, being one of the only ones really that could...
But it was sort of made to commemorate Everest. It didn't sort of go? Because it's basically just an oyster perpetual, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. With
chronometer grade
a
movement. It's a
fancier
high grade
dial,
movement.
and at the
Saad,
time,
what
they
do
had
you
to
think
use
the
a different
most
oil or
5
something.
iconic watches are? Tell me, Saad.
I think the top is the Volt Time, Patek Philippe Volt Time. Second is Rolex Daytona in stainless steel or in gold, whatever you like. Third is Day Date, and these are iconics. And Datejust, you must realize that Datejust is one of the most iconic watches in the world.
It
Uh,
is. It is. Datejust is. So you're saying day date. Day date. I tell you the truth. When I started in the watches, I got the Explorer 1 because that's what I could afford. But my dream was to have the day date that was on the cover of the brochure. You know, the brochure then, back in the 90s,
I
they
still
had
have them.
they have that brochure with the champagne dial. Oh, I wanted one of those. So, and it didn't matter about size. There was only 36 mil in that time.
Yes, only 36 millimeters. And the champagne dial was the classic Day Date. They used to advertise the champagne dials
Yes.
only. Yeah,
Yes.
I still have them. And the last one I would say is either GLC Reverso or a Cartier. Maybe these are also iconic watches.
Very quickly, Saad, in Marcel's case, you're really blaming him.
Yes, totally.
He needs to take responsibility for his failings.
I think it's too late. The wife has become an alpha woman in the house now.
Oh no.
Yes.
An alpha woman. She doesn't respect him, does she?
No respect. And the other problem, he has a lot of weaknesses. One of them is he is living in her country. You know,
Yes. It's her country. Yes, with her rules, her
you were
country's
talking
rules.
you were talking about the yakuzas. I'm afraid
Yes.
of that day when she calls yakuza for him.
She bumps it out.
See.
Because obviously she's not a gaijin there. He is.
No. Should he just pack up and go? His dad said, "Come to Florida. Just go. Just leave. Come
Leave
now."
everything there. She's draining him,
But
mentally.
she can't run the business. She doesn't know how to cook. It's
It's
only
funny
him.
though. In comparison, you're telling this, you need to go to Japan. Yeah, and now you're telling the other Israeli guy, get out of Japan. Run, mate, run.
I have
Timely
heard that
behavior, $3. Super chat. A man can't live on Google ads alone. That's exactly right. Let me ask this. Is there any watches that you guys are interested in? Is there anything exciting? What is exciting for you guys? Tell me something exciting. Give it to me, guys. We'll bring it up on the screen. What's an exciting watch for you?
for
Birmingham,
who?
give me.
I'm afraid to say it because I know what you're going to say.
I'm not going to say. Tell me.
Curious. I am curious to see the Cartier the tank solar beat. I know what you're going to say.
Oh my God.
You don't even have to lecture me on it, but
the Cartier. You're talking about the new one.
Yeah, supposed to be coming out this month.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you, let's bring it up on the screen, guys. Let's have a look here. We're going to bring this up on the screen. I've got to tell you, Cartier itself as a brand, here we go. This is the Cartier. We look at watches for men. Let's just have a look here. Let's have a look at the men's watches, okay, guys? I just want to bring this up so we can have a look at some Cartiers. Look at this itself here, okay? Look at this. So this is Cartier. Is that a man's watch? I love that blue strap. What do you think, Saad?
I would prefer black or blue, classic.
Okay, so look at the Pasha. I think they're too dated. I think the
No,
Pasha
no,
is...
no.
But what?
I don't like these
No,
models. Yeah.
Birmingham, what do you think? Are these dated? These look like 90s.
They look like it to me.
Yeah, okay. Then you've got these are the musty. Now, Cartier, tank musty Cartier. Now, notice this. The dial doesn't say musty Cartier anymore. So these are actually steel. Anything there? Look, Okay. See, this is an Aussie dollars. Look at the prices. These are not. They're actually semi-affordable. These are the new ones you're talking about, Birmingham. Is that right?
No. So the solar
Oh,
beat
the
is
solar.
it's going to be a
Okay,
white
these
dial.
are just the quartz. These are quartz. Timely. What do you think? Anything here?
Yeah, I'm not big on Cartier, but if I was going to get one, it would for me it'd be the tank. I got mates that like the Santos, but
I think if you're going to get a
one,
tank, you've got to get the bigger. These red, look, that's too small. The size
Yeah,
is
no,
too small.
hang on.
You want
I'm
these things here, these American, the tank American. That's what you
I
want.
like the size of them, but I like the maroon, the red look, the crimson look,
What
because it
about the
reminds
Louis
me
Cartier?
of a vintage Cartier.
Look at these here. These are proper Cartiers. Look at the pricing, but
Yeah, well, that's
holy
why.
shit! Here's a red one, 20,000 Aussie dollars. That's lunacy. I love these here. Look at this, $97,000. Oh my god, the Tank MC. What do you think of the Tank MC?
27 grand though, Arch. See, here's the thing.
These are Aussie. This is Aussie.
I like the MC with the blue dial is what I'd prefer. But okay, I will rarely wear a dress watch. Like very rarely.
Let's have a look here. The ball on blue. Do any of you guys like the ball on blue?
Not particularly.
I think that worked for women. It really is nice as a ladies' watch. And then let's have a look here. Ball on blue.
It's kind of like the menu at a Scottish restaurant, yeah? Lots on it and nothing really you want.
Nothing you Scottish. Haggis. Look at these here. Okay, so here we go. This is a Santos Dumont. You know, this is the classic original. This is what Bear's got. Man, the solid gold ones, expensive. Look at this.
Bear has one with a solid gold bracelet though, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And all gold. That's
yeah. I'm not sure if they have it here in Australia. We might be deemed unworthy of that. Look at, see, this is the thing with Cartier. You can get a nice, this is on a bracelet. Look at this, 36 mil automatic, 5,000 Aussie. That's like 4,000 US. Okay, what do you think? Is that a terrible watch?
Very ordinary looking.
Yeah, I don't think it's as iconic as their tanks.
Very ordinary looking. Yeah, I tend to agree with Saad there. It's just very, very, very. There's nothing. Yeah. You look at these Cartiers, I can't see anything really inspiring. Can you?
It doesn't say I'm 5K worth of watch when you look at it.
No, it's a bit punsy, isn't it?
It reminds me of something like you would get from Longines for $1,500.
See, I don't think these are. I got to be honest with you. These are. Look, let's keep going. This is the Drive de Cartier. This was actually quite a popular line. Like they were bigger. What do you think of those? That's very modern. What do you reckon?
Still not my taste.
8,000. I'd
click on one, bring it up, enlarge it, just so we can have a closer.
Okay,
look.
let's have a look. So that's in. Look, let's bring one up here. Let's bring one up that's reasonable. This blue one, right?
Yeah.
So this one here, $8,500. Oh, it's under maintenance. Look at that. They're giving me what the hell are they doing at Cartier?
Nothing works.
Nothing works there. But underneath that, we've got the Santos. Look at this.
I guess they didn't expect anyone to click on any of the links.
Santos? You like the Santos, don't you?
Santos is classic stuff. It is classic.
Yeah. But it's still, I got to be honest with you. Like here, you're looking at $10,000. Wouldn't you just put a bit more in and get a Milgauss?
Speaking of, yeah, you would. But speaking of
they're different.
CB, $10 super chat.
CB, $10. Archie, now that you show me these Cartiers, I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight.
CB.
I will dream of them. Is there anything you really like there, guys? Let's pick another brand. Give me another brand. Let's go and have a look at their site. Give me a brand.
Well, have you seen their, and they also have the cloche dials, not one that I'd seriously consider, but it is kind of a unique case shape. That like the skeleton cloche is interesting.
That's expensive. You know how dear that is?
Yep. Yeah.
You mean the tank? The tank?
I think it was a torno shape, wasn't it? Look
They
at
had
these.
the tank with skeleton also.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the tanks in skeleton also.
I got to tell you something. Let's go to David SW. Let's have a look. What is available? What hits the spot? Let's go and have a look. If we were out to get a deal,
there's been a few comments as well in you know, that people are saying, you know, this is more classier than that, like than the Milgauss and etc. But you have to remember too that when's the last time you've walked down a street and seen like men walking down the street in suits and women in long dresses?
Actually, you know, in Melbourne they do that. In Melbourne they do that because it's cold.
It's so much more casual now. The time of getting dressed up just to go out is you know what I mean? It's not like it used to be. So
let's look at this, guys. Look at this. Speaking of which, this is David SW.
Super chat.
$7,500. Look at
this.
Holy shite! GS Superman, $100. Not to be needy, but top 3 most iconic movements of all time. P.S. I think everyone agrees on Sub and Speedy as a definite shoe-in. The iconic list. 3 iconic movements. What do you say, movement-wise, boys? Movement-wise.
None of us mentioned the Royal Oak as being in the top 5 iconic.
Yeah.
Not for movement-wise, right? No one gets. I don't think the Royal Oak is iconic for the movement. I'm actually kind of surprised that none of us mentioned that. Just a side thought, but
that's because we hate AP. That's what I've been doing. I've been secretly white-anting them for years.
But what it did from a stainless steel sports watch standpoint, was a bit of a game changer, and I do think a lot of brands
it is
copied
you know what? Actually, that is
design.
That is an iconic model. There's no doubt about it. It is super. It is certainly an iconic. Just very quickly, 3 iconic movements, I would say. So you're looking at the 3-2-1 in the Speedy, right?
Yeah.
You'd also include the 8-6-1, because remember they changed. So the 3-2-1 was the column wheel. Then they changed it to the 8-6-1, which was a cams because it was less parts and it was cheaper, okay? But I'd say those movements, that's the Speedy movement. You would lump that in there.
Okay.
Then the Submariners, you know what? Which, the best place to go, you know where you'd go to find out about movements, don't you? Where would you go to find about movements? Watch Base. That's where I would go. Let me bring it up on the screen. This is if ever you want to know movements, the best website I find is Watch Base. Let's call it up. Let's get it up on the screen here. Watch Base tells you the movements. So if we type in Rolex, we type in Rolex. Da-da-da-da. So this, you can search by brand, model, and by calibers. So it's very, 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 very cool. Here we go. Now, let me just show you this. So in Rolex, so let's just take a stab in the dark. Man, they got thousands of models here. It's not even, this is ridiculous. Look at this, thousands and thousands of, okay, so I would say, let's say we go to a sub date. We go for a Rolex. Oh, there's 3,000 watches here. Look at this database. Rolex sub. What's this? Rolex Submariner. What's this? That's why it took. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So I would say the most iconic. You're looking at 2 movements. You're looking at the the 16610, the tritium, like this here. So this tells us that was a 3135. That's a classic movement. 3135. That was used in the
Datejust.
Datejust. It's also a variety of that, a variation on that. If we click on this, it tells us all the watches. It shows us what the movement was, and it tells us all the watches that actually used it. Very similar to the in the day date. They used the What was the date
3155.
3155. Exactly right, which basically is this movement with the day part on it. So this here, so I would say that is a great, the 3135 movement I would say is classic, and I got to, can I throw a paddock movement in? I got to throw in the 240, the rooted rotor movement.
What about some love for the El Primero?
I was going to say, I don't know if the sub,
you'd have
I don't
to.
know if the sub would be the most iconic movement.
The problem with the sub is, Burbing Hard, is it going to be a date or no date? Because it's a movement, you know what I mean? So if you're talking iconic subs, right, you're probably talking like a 5513, like a Rolex. You know, that's a 5513 is the plastic 5513 plastic sub. Oh, I didn't have, fuck me, that's got 3,000 watches here, and they don't have a Rolex 5513. This database, you know, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's because it's probably a vintage. Let's look at this. See, it's got, okay, so the replacement to that was the, see, this is where it gets tricky, is it'd be a 14060. So that uses a 3130 caliber. Okay? 3130 caliber. And it was a 3135 for the date version. Okay? See, the problem is they've used so many movements in that, haven't they?
Yeah. And
how much is the reserve power?
Sorry, what was that?
How much is the reserve power on the no date?
I think the reserve, it actually tells, does it tell you here? I think it's about 42 hours or something like that.
So same as the one with date, right? Which is wrong.
It's not much different. It's not much different.
But I think when you're talking about iconic movements, this is where I would say, not that the Rolex GMT
48 hours. There we go. Here we go. This tells you watch base. This database tells you the reserve 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's quite a, and it also shows you what watches that's used in a lot of the Oyster Perpetuals. It's used in so many watches there.
But I think when we're talking about most iconic movements, I see the Rolex's GMT Master as being a more iconic movement than the movement offered in the Submariner, right? The Submariner's big thing was, you know, was it the cutting edge of being a diving watch, right? And the high level of water resistance rating in the case is what, and then the timing bezel, right? I mean, those are the things that really makes the Submariner iconic. Whereas the GMT Master was, you know, the idea of having this 24-hour, the fourth hand.
Birmingham, you know, the 3135 movement is so easy to fix. I have been fixing these movements at home. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, just about every watchmaker would agree that Rolex is some of the
can you get
easiest
parts?
And
you know,
best
this is the other problem is that you know what, the parts, you can get parts for a lot of these older roll, because the, you know, that new spring, yes, the new spring they use, Rolex won't sell you a main spring for the new, well, for, you know, they're just very difficult. Yeah. Bezel of steel, $2. Santos medium steel or two-tone. You know what?
Two-tone.
Oh,
I'm a steel person.
I'm a steel person as well. I think two-tone is a bit flashy. You know what I mean? Stephen Monash, $5. Vasher and Constantine overseas world time. I never really liked that watch. Did you like that watch? We'll just call it up.
What do you think about Vacheron as a brand, Archie? Is it as good as Patek? Are both equal?
No. I think Vacheron itself, you know what? It's owned by Richemont. That's not a good thing. It also, they really, they don't have the history that Patek does. the overseas was quite unpopular for a long time. You know, it was 222, then the Phoebus. It was quite ugly. But I think Vacheron itself, I like many of their retro stuff. You know, the Patrimony is beautiful. I like the 1921. Do I like this? Not really. Not really. I don't really like this. Do you like this? Do any of you guys like this stuff?
Not really. Doesn't jump out.
I mean, I like their historiques too. If I had to stick to a brand to build a whole collection, I would take VC over Audemars Piguet.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. Good point.
Well, you'll get an extra couple of watches that you'll be interested in more than just one watch from AP, right?
Exactly.
Tattoo.
AP's a
Here we go.
one-watch
Tattoo.
training.
Support our Pontiff, the OG and the best watch channel. $2. Very, very good there. Guys, I'm just going to go and get a Nurofen. I got a bit of I'm just going to beat this back pain.
It's really hitting you, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got this indigestion.
Don't worry. Be easy. Don't worry. We'll handle it.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys,
The show, not your back pain.
Yeah, I'll be back. Just hang on there. Keep going.
Cool.
So, timely gentlemen, have you bought another bottle of ink recently? Any new additions to your pen collection?
Yeah, I got a couple greens from Diamine, the UK-based one, but I managed to get myself another pen recently as well. I got a Pelican M400.
They're actually really good pens. Pelicans are really good. Yeah.
So this is the remake of the original vintage, and they didn't change it very much at all. Piston
Very
filler.
good.
It's good size. Writes really nice. Other than that, not too much to report on that end. Yeah, got a couple other pieces coming in soon. But yeah, the Pelican's really nice. It's everyone says Mont Blanc. I haven't written with one. But I've got a vintage Pelican Mark 10, and it's a nice pen. It's more of a beginnery kind of one, but this one's a really nice pen.
Mont Blancs are just status symbols. As a pen, I have a lot of experience with most of their models, and you won't say that it works as a $1,000 pen. It's not worth that $1,000. It's just like Patek Philippe, manual winding watch and stuff like that. Difficult to repair. They leak a lot. My pens have leaked, and I take these pens for yearly, service and repairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Normally, people don't do that. So, and their inks are horrible. Mont Blanc make horrible ink.
Yeah, I haven't tried any Mont Blanc ink. I've got a 3 or 4 different brands at the moment. Never really cared for much of the range when there's so much of a wide variety of everything else that's out there. We got a call for someone out there. I just can't remember who it was, but I was saying to Birminghard, flash a couple of your EDC knives. What have you got, mate? I know you got your channel and you're an EDC freak. So what do you got on you?
I don't have a bunch of them with me. I just have a Spyderco Para 3 is what I'm carrying today. So it's ugly as all get up, but they're actually really comfortable in the hand.
Yeah.
So using Spyderco today.
How's the locking on that one? When the blade's out, the locking mechanism?
Yeah, I mean it's good. Spyderco it's called a compression lock. So the mechanism itself is actually in the rear.
Yeah.
Along the spine of the knife versus like a liner lock that would be on the other side. So it makes it a little bit easier to just kind of fidget with.
Yep.
So can't go wrong with a Spyderco. It's like a workhorse knife. Nothing super fancy.
It's the 750 value of knives.
Exactly. And GS Superman says, I'm not the kind of guy that would have a nice pen. You know what? I'm the kind of guy that would have like a rollerball, like a rollerball model. Like that's the kind of person I am. Not finicky enough to deal with the ink and refills and.
It's all right, it's a hobby, right? Something to do. Keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the comments as well, they've been saying, have we been feeling the earthquake recorded like in Australia that must have recently happened? Well, apparently it's happened in Victoria. Victoria is call it the southernmost state that's part of the mainland, and it's the southeastern corner of the country. I'm from Sydney, so I'm about a third of the way up the country if you look at it from a geographic point of view, but we're the state above. I'm in New South Wales, and Archie's from Queensland, so he's the state above me as well in Brisbane. So we haven't felt anything here. Yeah, it hasn't traveled this far. We've got nothing here. It's too far away. For us, it's close to 1,000 kilometers from here to Melbourne in Victoria, the other capital city, where they would be feeling it. So no, we're not feeling anything. And I would be getting tremors before Archie because I'm closer to it. So
okay.
Tempis, how far is Wollongong from you? Wollongong.
From where I'm living at the moment, Wollongong is about 50 minutes travel in the car.
I am graduate of Wollongong, but Dubai campus. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to come to Australia for education, but again, my parents, they wanted me to be near to Pakistan. So the nearest place where you can get good education is UAE. So in Dubai, they have a campus for University of Wollongong. So I did my master's in business management from there with distinction, by the way.
Very clever man there.
Very good.
And you're giving advice to Marcel. He doesn't want to listen. He's always full of fucking excuses. The man is full of excuses. And he says to me yesterday, oh, she's just gone for this part-time job. He starts to apologize for his wife who can't stand him.
And to make things worse, Archie, in the next stream,
he makes excuses for her.
He was doing the dishes himself.
In the
even
restaurant.
the kitchen work. No, at home. Even the kitchen work, he was doing that. So it's...
of course, she has no respect for him. Do you understand? Yeah. She has no respect for him. He's a beta soy. Make sure, Saad, when you get married, you don't marry a woman like that, okay?
Yes, I understand totally.
You know what I mean? Seriously, there are many women in the Western world exactly like that. And she's Japanese. She's quite timid, you know?
Mm.
You know what his problem was, Saad, don't you?
Yeah.
No strong male role models. He was raised by his grandmother and his mother.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay.
Well, that's why he's he's such feminine there. Because he was raised by some really nasty ladies.
Yeah.
And she went through World War II. She came out of a concentration camp. My dad was raised by, his mother went through a prisoner of war camp and she was fucking loopy, lunatics. Do you understand? If you survive major trauma in your life, it fucks with your head. Do you understand this, Saad, or not?
That is called post-traumatic syndrome.
And it fucks you up as a parent. You become pretty lousy.
You have actually fear inside you when you have that kind of life,
100%. You become insane. Here we go. Mr. Tudor, to you, $5. Hey, Arch, about your back. Try using a height-adjustable standing desk. Stand more. I will actually try that, actually. I will stand more. Okay? I will stand more for the show. Let's get this baby happening. Let's get it happening, guys. We can do that. get a fucking angle on this. Well, let's do it, baby. Let's get this baby pumping. We'll pump this baby. I'll stand for it. Let me just stand for a little bit. Is that okay with you?
Hey, the boss, your show.
If this works, I could sell advertising space on the ceiling.
That's true. What's you got above there? What is it? Is that your cupboard in the background or something there? To your back, behind you on the right-hand side, you can put advertising up there. Look at all that blank space.
Yeah, we got to make sure it works because I don't like standing. We'll just see how it works. I'm just going to stand for a little bit. I got to tell you, the bear, Clooney. So Saad, you know the problem is I love Marcel, but the reality is he starts making apologies for his wife. He says, oh, you know, it's not too bad, the COVID. We don't know how long the shop will be closed. He starts making excuses for her. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know what, it's pretty bad that she's not here. Yes, the business will fail. He starts saying, oh, you know, we don't know when, maybe we won't open, maybe this. He always starts apologizing for her when he should be saying, yes, Saad, she's not an honorable wife. She has been bad to me. She's left me holding the baby. I'm left holding the baby and the bathwater. You know what I'm saying, that saying? He's been left holding this business. She's run away. She's not interested. If he thinks she's going to work in the dental practice in the daytime, then come back at nighttime and work in the restaurant, he's got brain damage. Do you see that?
The worst thing that, something which Marcelo totally ignored was when he told him that Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the peak days of your business. And if your wife is not interested in these days, then what's the use of having well,
he was supposed to open last weekend. You know, the weekend just gone. He said to me, oh, no, I'm opening. Then his wife changed her mind. And he said, oh, no, my wife decided not to. I said, what the fuck? What about you? Why don't you do you have any say? What did he say on the other channels he went on? Did he say anything bad?
I was not interested at all. However, it came in my suggestions, and when I clicked on it, Marcelo was wearing the same red shirt with that cross on it. So I thought, okay, this. I have screenshots. So I'll just check it and send it to you, because he has to pay for that. According to your rules, you cannot go to another streams. Do you
realize this, Saad?
Yes.
You are a very clever businessman. We had Jamie. Jamie's a multi-millionaire, okay, self-made. We had the Timepiece Fund. He's also self-made multi-millionaire.
And very stylish also. He's a very stylish guy.
He is. And you know what? Instead of bloody Marcelo taking this advice, asking the questions, he's on the defensive, protecting his wife. Oh, no, COVID is this. He blames everybody but himself. He's weak.
That is because he actually knows what's wrong, what's wrong, but he cannot show it to anyone because he lives in fear. He has that comfort zone in which he is living. He cannot get out of it.
100%. Andrew, £2. Saad, advice to Marcelo was to smash up the house. No, what Saad said was, you want to show her that you're angry with the situation. You break a few plates, and then she says, why did you do that? And then he can say, it's because I'm angry at you for being a lousy fucking wife. It's to get a reaction. Is that correct, Saad?
Just tell Marcelo to swap that bloody parrot for a line. Then you will know what changes that wife will have.
Yes. You understand what I mean? He's weak as a leader.
He cannot run it. He cannot run just a small house. That house is no more than a toilet, with the size of a toilet, and he cannot run that.
It's expensive in Japan. These toilets are expensive. I know. But you're right. He's poor leadership. And I tried to tell him this as a friend. And I mean, can you believe this? What's the point of having a wife if you haven't had sex with her for 5 years? How does a man put up with that, Saad? How does a man put up with that?
I totally have no words at all.
If
I
she
mean,
doesn't
you,
want to have intimacy with you, you can divorce her. Say goodbye. Go back to your parents, don't you think?
yes, that is the only thing remaining, in a woman that you have to use every night.
Well, but the thing is, she would respect him. I'm sure she would enjoy it as well, don't you think?
No, because he has to do everything, whatever she says, performing that acts. So I don't think that he will be very
Talking
much.
about Marcello having sex is like discussing your parents having sex. Verdal, Mr. Tudor to you, $2.
I think we did that one, Jamie. Did we
$5, sorry. No, up. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, where is Marcel? I like that dude, even if he wears panties. He couldn't make it today. He's going to open the shop. I hope he opens the bloody shop. Please, open the shop. The rent is $15,000 US a month.
His wife wouldn't let him come on today. His wife wouldn't let him come on.
That's right.
So
yeah, that's exactly it. Okay.
Kidding.
Archie, respect will never come back. That is the bad
Ooh,
news.
Are you sure?
It will never come back.
Never come back.
Yeah.
Whatever
He has to turn it around.
Yeah. Actually, Birmingham, he has shown her
Saad,
his
you know
worth.
what? Saad,
Yes.
you're right. It never comes back. She will never look at him and have respect for him. She always see him as the weak leader that he is. Unfortunately, Saad, you are right. Have a sit for a couple minutes now. You're right, Saad. He's weak. The leads are weak. He should be on the phone. He said to me, can you believe this bullshit? He said to me he wants to become a YouTube celebrity and make money out of YouTube. It's a joke.
It's just not. It's not a really high success rate. Is the problem? What if
of Steel? Hello, Beazle. How are you?
What's going on, Arch?
Where are you? Country? Tell me where you are and what watch do you have?
USA, San Francisco, and I've got on my Santos today.
Santos. Bring that up again. Show us the screen. Full screen.
That's why I was asking if we want to steal or two-tone.
The Gably? No, this is a new Santos.
No, it's the medium. That's the new one.
Do you love it?
I do, more than I thought, and that's why I was asking.
Does your boyfriend like it as well?
My girlfriend could care less.
How many watches do you have?
Probably at like 8 now.
Would you swim in that watch?
No. 100 meters, I think, water resistance, but I wouldn't swim in it.
That's good. I'm just checking, because Cartier doesn't have a screw-in crown, does it?
Nope. Wasn't sure. I actually bought it from David SW. It came in. I forgot about that.
Oh, you got a discount.
6,200. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Tell me this. You got 8 watches. What do you got? Tell me what you got.
Well, let's see. Bought this most recently at the Tudor Black Bay. Before that, got a couple Orises and a few other kind of shitters. So
Any Rolex there? Rolex?
No Rolex.
And you're working on your home loan.
No, I'm in San Francisco, my friend. I'm renting.
And you have a fully stocked emergency fund.
Yeah, all that's fine.
3 to 6 months.
Oh, yeah, at least. Of course, Arch.
Can you come up with a very quick quip?
This is a sensible guy. This is a very sensible guy, Arch.
I like burping hard. I listen to you on other streams, man.
You pay your credit card off every month?
Yes, Sarge, I am fine.
Okay. When are you getting
the real
home?
estate? The real estate market in San Francisco is maybe the most insane in our country, though. Right now,
What does it cost for an apartment in San Fran?
1 bedroom here, probably something decent, at least $700,000 US or more.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
That's probably no AC in a bad part of town. Like you're nothing decent.
Wow.
Most other places, that's like a single family house.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a consultant in finance.
Finance. And you believe in leasing your car?
See, I don't want to bring up my car because we'll go down a bad road.
What sort of car do you have?
Take a guess.
Porsche 911?
No, you had one before, a long time ago.
A BMW?
Nope, they break down even more.
Toyota.
Tell me.
An Alpha.
Alpha? You got an Alpha?
I do. I like blowing my money there.
They don't even have Alphas in America, do they?
They came back about 4 years ago.
What model you got?
So it's a Giulia. So they have the Giulia and the Stelvio in the US now.
Giulia is the four-door, right?
Yeah, the
It's the
four-door.
four-door.
Yes, yes, yeah. They're actually a nice car. What model? What engine have you got?
That's the 2-liter. They have that, and then the one with the Ferrari engine, which is
The
ridiculously.
V6,
yeah, that one is.
That's the Q7, I think, isn't it?
That's the Quadrifoglio.
Yeah. So, what color is yours?
White.
White. And interior?
All black.
Black. Beautiful. This is a nice car. Do you love it?
I love it when I can drive it. Half the time it's in the shop, half the time it's with me.
Is it really that bad?
I got my engine swapped last month. That's how bad.
What went wrong?
It was misfiring. It actually stopped on the freeway. One day, all the lights started just trickling on. It was check engine.
Alpha's improved in quality and.
Oh yeah, much better.
How much did you pay for it?
Around 30 grand US. About
How
2
much
years
do you
old.
owe on it?
Not too much.
Would you buy
Not
another
too
one?
much. You know what? I would lease one on a good deal. I don't know if I'd buy one because once this warranty runs out, I'll probably sell it by the time the warranty's gone. It's not worth the headache.
Remember what Jeremy Clarkson said. Alpha build a car to be the best a car can be. Briefly.
That's good. And very true, as I found out.
And is it like a budget Ferrari, or how do you find it?
You know what? I got it because I wanted something sensible with 4 doors, but still something that I love and gives you a little bit of emotion and you like the way it looks.
Yes.
And I think it achieves that, but man, it's when you're worried about going on vacation for 3 weeks and coming back and wondering if your car is going to start, it's not the best
But
feeling.
it does it in spades. It's a swing of emotions. You got the beauty of the body and driving the car, and then the really pissed off that it broke down and it's in the shop.
What sort of
such a wide
transmission do you
spectrum.
have in it? What
Yeah.
transmission?
I forgot which one they had. Saw you probably know.
What transmission?
So it's
Sally
automatic.
speed?
I don't know which one they have though.
I think he's got the Sally speed as well. Shit.
You got GS Superman, $20. He's been waiting a little bit. So
Sorry, let's get GS Superman. He's our legend of today. GS Superman, $20. How much to moderate Marcelo's bird versus green room debate? Yes, indeed. I got to tell you, the Alpha, they're a beautiful car. I must admit, the Alpha and the Cartier, man. This is a cool guy. Do you see that, Burbank Hard?
They go well together.
I try to be sensible. I'm a Burbank Hard.
I don't know
You
why
had a
you
rule.
didn't get the red interior. What stopped you getting the red interior?
You know what? All the different options I wanted, it was a little bit hard to find, especially I got it pre-owned, so I wanted it certified. And I found one in LA same day that had everything I wanted except maybe one option. I just flew down the same day, picked it up, and drove it home.
you got another GS Superman, $20 again, but it's in relation to San Francisco, so it's probably
Here we go. Here we go. GS
Sure.
Superman, $20. I hear San Francisco has the most shit on the road per capita in the country. Need to download an app to avoid. Is this true?
I've had somebody try to pee on me, GS Superman. I've seen people
What do you mean by pee on you?
Oh, somebody just whipped out his dick mid-street. Started
It's called a
following
golden
people
shower.
around.
A golden shower. It's
Yeah, I mean, usually you have to pay for those.
Is that really true? They don't chase you if you steal from a shop. San Francisco, they let you.
Oh yeah, they don't even like prosecute anything. So you go steal something from someone's house, you might spend a night in jail, and then they let you right out.
So it's a trade-off, right? You can go along and steal what you want, but then you might get pissed on the way home.
That's 100% true.
So tell me this: as far as San Francisco goes, you love it there, or what do you think?
You know what? It's a love-hate relationship.
Opportunities? Is there opportunities there that you wouldn't have anywhere else?
100%. That's why I'm here. It's all work related.
Tell me this. Do you ever think to yourself, you know what, why don't me and the wife or the girlfriend, the live-in, why don't we just go to Bagnor, Maine and just buy a house for $300,000? And can you do that or not?
I probably could now. I'm remote. At this point.
Where would you go? Where would you go? What city and where would you go if you wanted to buy something?
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Super chat.
But you'd have to sell the Alpha and buy a car when you get there because it wouldn't make the trip, yeah?
Funny enough, though, I've done that trip twice with that car, and it's surprisingly gone there.
You know how you say, Archie, you know how you say Lifetime Achievement Award? Doing that trip in that car without breaking down, that's a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I got to tell you, the Alpha, when it's going, if you treat it right, they can be very rewarding. Tommy C, unfortunately, the motor he's got in his, it's the JTS motor. It's not actually the Twin Spark. It's the JTS, which is actually just a bloody Fiat motor. Do you love it or not? Can I ask you that?
I do. Like I said, I don't think any other four-door in that price range would at all give me that same emotion or feeling.
Tommy C, €2. Hi, Archie. Need some advice. Better to buy a Yachtmaster box and papers from 2009 for $8,800 or a naked 16700 Pepsi from 1994 with sub bracelet for almost $10K. Now, I don't like that. Why has someone fucked with the bracelet? I don't like that. It's a mixer. It's a bitzer. Bits of this, bits of that. Personally, I'd much rather have... It's not the box and papers that's the big killer. Why the fuck does it have a sub bracelet? That's a bitzer. Bits of this. I don't like that. I hate that. I hate that.
But was more common in '94 though, right? I mean,
no, it's a sub bracelet. It's got the flip lock. It never came on the flip lock. Do you understand?
Yeah, but I'm saying where people were mixing and matching and putting on different bracelets that seem to be more common.
No,
back
I don't
in
think
94,
so. Not in 94. Not in 94.
Really? Okay.
In 84, maybe, but not 94.
Okay.
Not in 94.
What's the value of the bracelet that's on it now as opposed to the one that should be on it? If he was to buy it and sell the bracelet and get one in or whatever.
It's too much hassle, man. You wouldn't be fucked. It's too much hassle. It's too much hassle. Why would you do that? You know what it's just a fuck around. You know how hard it is to... People now look at the date code on the bracelet. So even if you got a period correct one, it might have the wrong date code and fuck. Just don't go there. Be honest with you, don't go there. I would much rather if you're going to buy a Pepsi, buy one with the correct bracelet. Don't fuck around with that. Mr. Alpha Man, I got to tell you, do you love it or not? Well, how do you feel about this car? You love it?
Oh, I told you, I love it. I don't know if I love it past the warranty. Do you warm it up?
Let me ask you a few things. Do you warm it up before you drive it?
It's San Francisco. It doesn't matter here as much.
No, but do you warm it up? You let it sit for a minute before you take off?
I mean, probably because I'm hooking up my phone and all that, but not purposefully.
Okay, you should, yeah. And check your water level, your oil levels. Misfiring. Why was it so bad? I can't believe they changed the motor because it was misfiring so much.
Yeah. You know what? The guy, he fixed it. He said after he fixed it, he ran some tests. Stuff was still a little bit off. So he kind of, as a favor, said, hold on, let me talk to the actual corporate, see if we can get you a new engine. Took care of it. 2 weeks later, the dealership is actually gone. So it doesn't exist anymore.
So what does that mean?
I think my engine ran them out of business. No, but I mean, no, all the dealerships are closing down. They don't have the sales.
Why are they closing down?
They don't have sales, Arch.
Because people aren't stupid. They've been burnt by alphas in the past. They love them. You know, having an alpha is like dating a prostitute. It's fun to drive around in, but you wouldn't want to bring her home to mom. You know what I mean?
That's a fair assessment.
Fun to ride, but you don't really want to bring it home to your family.
Archie, is Alfa Romeo a status symbol car? Is it a status symbol?
Yeah. Look, Alfa Romeo is like a Italian BMW.
The engine lights coming on, though, all those instrumentation lights coming on, they're just to make sure that the bulbs work. They'll go off. It's okay.
Yeah, after 3 weeks.
Alfa Romeo is always been like better value than BMW. Like you could get a very basic BMW or you got an Alfa. And the worst part is, Saad, on the second-hand market, like when I bought my Alfa, it was 5 years old, 2000. I got mine in 2005. It had 60,000 kilometers. That's only 40,000 miles. And I thought, it looked so beautiful. How bad could it really be?
Sirocco sales $5, Arch.
But, is it a starter symbol? Yeah, they're an executive level car, okay? They're an executive level car. Sorry, just 1 minute there.
We got to get Tommy C's first.
I got the Tommy C, £5. Tommy C, £5. Already have in collection a no date, a date sub, a Sea Dweller, and a Polar, a 16700 Swiss, and I reckon grab the Yachtmaster. You don't grab the Yachtmaster. I reckon grab the Yachtmaster. If that's the collection, definitely go for the Yachtmaster because I don't want the wrong bracelets. It's going to be
timely behavior. Did you notice the knowledge that Archie has?
Yeah,
the reference number.
Written, he's just going off reference numbers.
Absolutely amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is, and it's not just about Rolex. It's about all of the brands.
Some of the brands. I'm not an expert in everything. Sirocco sales $5. Life advice: give the Alfa to the girlfriend, get one decent watch, Rolex, and buy a parrot. Look, I got to tell you, with Alfa Romeo, I loved my Alfa. By the way, there, guys, I'm actually looking. I always wanted to have a dream car. Like, I'm a middle-class person. When I say dream car, I mean, for me, okay, I'll give you a price. 30 to 40,000 Aussie. Okay, that's what I want to spend. Okay, pre-COVID, that would get me like a 4-year-old Mercedes C-Class with about 60,000 Ks on it. You agree with me, Timely?
Yeah.
I got two options. Can I tell you my options? Because I always love cars. I love cars. I got two options. Number one is, how about I buy myself a Kenworth K100 semi-trailer instead of a car? No, but wouldn't that be cool, pulling up in a semi-trailer?
By the way, this 60,000 K mileage for C200 with M271 engine is on the higher side. They break timing chains.
Which one's that? The
C200? The C200, the E200, they all come with same engines.
That's the turbo 2-liter.
The turbo came after 2009. Before that, it was supercharged, which they used to call compressor. But they have timing chain issues with them. Timing chain.
How far? When did this timing chain break?
They say that you have to change the timing chain after 100,000 kilometers. But these timing chains break randomly. Once they break, the valves, they touch the pistons, and your engine is gone.
It's catastrophic engine failure.
Yeah, because I had these engines before.
You know what? Just quickly, I just want to say the other option is, what I was thinking of doing, Timely? Buying a cheap Alfa Romeo instead of a semi-trailer. What do you think of you know what I mean? Like a 159? That's the model before the Giulia. The Giulia, the model before that was a 159.
It's actually the model before the Giulietta as well, but yeah.
No, the Giulietta was kind of like the 147 replacement.
Yeah, but it's, in years.
The 159 was like the Giulia. That's the mid-size.
The 156 replacement, the 159.
Yeah, 156, yeah. What do you think of one of those?
Yeah. I've had a couple of mates that had them and they didn't break down, so yeah, go.
But the thing is, I think the semi-trailer would be more reliable with 1.7 million kilometers. What do you think? A Kenworth.
So this depends. Are you when you get the semi-trailer, are you going to be filming like escapades?
BJ and the Bear. BJ and the Bear? Can you be my Sheriff Lobo?
I don't even get that reference. But instead of doing like the what is it? The Orchard Towers? Is it going to be like you going to like truck stops and like?
What about this?
Lot lizards. Lot lizards.
Arch, what about something like this? Not exactly automatic. I mean, you can get a manual, but what about something like this?
Actually, that's a beautiful car. The only problem with it is, you know what's wrong with it?
What?
It's fucking nearly 10 years old and it's $40,000.
Yeah, but I'm not saying this exact car, but I mean,
it's fucking expensive. You know this? That's fucking dear.
Just
60,000. Okay.
Just think, right? You can. Let me turn this thing off. So just think. You can have the Alpha cheap and then spend all that money on it.
Yeah.
Or you can just.
But the Alpha is also a passionate drive. The Lexus, between you and me, the Lexus is like, it's like Nespresso coffee versus barista coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, it tastes good. You can get some good pods, but at the end of the day, it's not. Do you understand? Sirocco sales. Okay, we did that one.
Bezel of steel.
Archie, I just want to.
Yeah, get
share,
Bear on
please.
the stream. Bear is welcome on anytime he wants. He's just busy.
He's a fellow countryman. I wanted him on the stream.
Sean W, $2.80 AC3 birthday stream for a dream car or Bruce Wayne. I'd probably, you know what? I tell you honestly, my dream cars, I become more realistic as I get older. CB, $5. Archie, forget front wheel Alphas. Buy a 1970 Alpha Giulietta Spider 1.6 liter. Did you know what the last rear wheel drive Alpha was?
Would it have been that SZ thing or the Alfetta?
Alpha 75.
Yeah?
Which is what the SZ was based on. Anyhow, the SZ, the underpinnings, was the Alpha 75.
Yeah.
And that was the last rear-wheel drive. But the funny thing is, I had the 156. I had a Mercedes fan who drove my car. And he said to me that would have to be the best front-wheel drive car he's ever driven. He said it's incredible balance.
I can vouch for that because I had the same car that you had, but I had the 5-speed manual, not the seller speed.
Yep.
And beautiful. And I didn't have any issues with it, to be honest. Mine went out to 300-something thousand kilometers on it. So
yeah. I got to tell you, the Giulia. You know what? those spiders, CB, they actually went until the last of those. What he's talking about is the traditional spider. Okay. Now, they went until 1989. I don't know if you know this, but we can get a Hong Kong import. You can get Hong Kong import 1989. That's the last of them. They had a rubber nose, Giulietta. They were rear-wheel drive, Giulietta. In Australia, we actually had them. Those Alphas were made. We had them in Australia. They stopped them. But Hong Kong had them until 1989, and they're incredible. I think they're beautiful. They're expensive, very highly collectible. Highly collect. I showed you the other Alpha, didn't I? The 105 I sold. Remember that one? That was amazing. But tell me this, bezel of steel, is it that bad? Do you really hate it? Do you really worry? I think you're being a bit facetious. Do you garage it? Let me ask you a few questions. Number one, do you garage your car?
100%.
Number two, who repairs it now? Like, you got an Alpha, you take it to the dealer.
Yeah, I take it to the dealer, or for servicing, there's like an Italian car specialist here in the city.
What does he say to you? Get rid of it or anything? What advice has he said to you?
I mean, they exclusively work on Alphas and Maserati and all that, but...
Would you get a Ghibli?
My buddy drives one. I do like it. So, but I don't know. After this one,
the good news with the Ghibli is it uses interchangeable switchgear with the Chryslers, the C300, 300C. I like to think that the Giulia you've got, it's like a slightly smaller Ghibli.
You got CB for $5.
Yes.
He said Alpha 90, right? And I think that was due to back to the discussion about what was the last rear-wheel drive Alpha. I think you're saying the Alpha 90.
The 75 came out after the 90.
Hang on. I just looked at the dates of manufacture of both of them. There was a crossover period for both of them, but the 75 went out to 1990. But the Alpha 90 finished up in the 80s. So
correct.
You're still right. Yeah.
And CB, the Alpha 90, I don't know if you know this, but it had a briefcase as a glove box. You could take it into work. You had an Alpha. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you brought the picture up last time. The glove box is the briefcase.
Isn't that so cool? I so badly as a kid wanted my dad to get an Alpha 90. I thought they were so beautiful. They always did a good lease deal on them. They were very cheap for, obvious reasons. And I thought the Alphas were so fucking... the most stylish car in the 80s, I think, was the GTV. With the rubber nose.
Yeah.
If you had a V6 GTV, far out. They were sexy, sexy, sexy. They were in the James Bond movie. You know the James Bond where he drove into the train.
Yep. And then you had the smaller version, the babier version, the Sud with the boxer motor in it in the 80s as well.
Yeah, that became an Alpha 33.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. But that was a front wheel drive. The 33 and the Sud had the same motor.
Yeah.
And front end.
They were both just as bad as each other.
Yeah. Oh, the Montreal. Yeah. CB, $5.
The Montreal, that was the V8 Alpha.
CB, $5. Yeah, that was the Grand Tour supercar version. Bring it up. That's on his comment.
Here we go. $5. CB. The nicest Alpha was the GTV and the Alpha Montreal. And it was called the Montreal because I think that's where it was released. That's where it was released.
Motor
bring
show.
This up. It was an incredibly... It was the Alpha's V8. That was their V8, which unfortunately Alpha went cheap. Like this was actually quite an expensive... You got to remember, when this came out, early 70s, this was like a poor man's Miura.
I like it in the orange and I like it in the green. I reckon it's cool. So, vintage color.
And the orange.
Come on.
Look, that's got the Miura type wheels as well there.
They were going for a supercar look,
Well, they still were. They were incredible. They were expensive. They were never cheap. These cars were never.
Archie, were these front-engined vehicles?
Rear.
Front-engined, rear-wheel drive.
It seems like the engine was placed way beyond the front axle because the overhang is too much. If you see, the bonnet is too long. To get the weight
distribution, they want the balance,
Hey, just quickly as well, I've been doing a little bit of flicking on David SW.
Yes.
He's got
Bring it up. Bring the screen up. I can share it like we did last time. Go on.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, it's up to you.
Yeah, it's just in the arrivals.
What did he have?
New arrivals. There's he's got the Cartier in the top corner. The Santos. Yeah. We were discussing it before, but he's got a Rolex GMT Master 2 for 13,800.
Yes. Would you buy one?
16710. I'll bring it up if you want.
167. So that's a vintagey one. That's a pre-ceramic. That's a beautiful watch. Beautiful, beautiful watch.
Come on.
These Alphas. Saad, do you ever like Alpha? No?
This one, I like it. But if I ever get a Miura, I will always go for one. The Lamborghini Miura.
And the GTV, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
I'll show you what we're talking about. This was I think these were the most beautiful. Like this. Like that's a GTV.
I'm sharing at the moment, Arch.
Here, this is what I love. I love this. This is what I love. Here we go. Just sharing it. Where is it again?
Hang on.
Do it again. Are these cool, Saad? What do you think? 80s. Look at that. Nothing ever looked like Alpha was so ahead of its time.
Front looks like VW Polo.
Oh, that's a bit nasty. Look at this. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful watch. That's really nice, that.
It's pretty clean.
Can't get better than that. They're not cheap. They're not cheap, but it's this hobby is not.
Still with a sticker on the back too.
What happened to Alpha? Alpha's still in business. They're owned by Fiat Chrysler. The quality. Tell me this bezel of steel. Would you ever? You said no. So how much did you put in the car? Bezel of steel.
About 30 grand, something like that.
So how much did you finance?
A decent portion. That's when rates were super low.
Okay.
If I remember.
Do you regret not getting an Audi instead? Honestly.
Nah. I've driven, A4s, A5s, things in that price range. Nothing just gave you a better feeling, frankly.
But at least the Audi works, doesn't it? You never worry about it starting, do you? I mean, that they give problems after about 7 years, don't they?
Yeah. That's the trade-off. At this point.
$5.
Are they really going? They're going broke, but aren't they? Alpha is sort of pulling out and going to become an orphan. Do you worry about that?
I am planning to sell it before my warranty runs out, frankly.
You'll see him again in another 30 or 40 years. They'll bounce back and bring out something else. And
once you see it, $5, gay car, but 41, Datejust 41 blue sticks, fluted bezel, arguably the greatest one watch collection. Looks better than my Root Beer Master 2. No, I don't agree with that. I don't. Look, it's a nice watch, the Datejust. It is a great watch. I don't know. It could be greatest one watch. Yeah, possibly.
Would you do a sport watch though? For if it had to be one watch?
I know. I would go sports. Yes, like a Milgauss or something like that. CB, $5. Fiat is owned by Peugeot now.
Peugeot?
Yeah, that's Peugeot. Did you know they make the engines for a lot of Mercedes-Benzes as well, Saad?
Even suspension, the 600 Grosser used to have this air suspension from Citroën and Peugeot, I believe. Both of these brands used to send.
You know the 1.8 liter engine, the supercharged 1.8?
Yes.
Is that better than the 2 liter turbo?
Both of them, I'm not sure about that, but both of them are basically the same engines. Both of them are called 271. But the later numbers are different. However, both of them have problems. Never go for them. These small engines have a lot of problems. Archie, I have a lot of experience with these Mercedes. I've bought almost all S-classes, modern S-classes from W140, 220, 221, 222, and all of them had problems. Some of them had suspension.
Suspension is the worst thing in the world.
Air suspension, the W220 has gear.
Tell me this,
220.
the V6. The V6 is not apparently very good. There's some V6 engines they have that are a lot of trouble.
Never go for Mercedes-Benz. Never go for them. Stick to Toyota. I don't know why people don't like. From S-Class, I went back to LX570. Now I have the LX570. Lexus.
Yeah, that's the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive, yeah.
But that's expensive and it's big. It's like a tank.
But it's very reliable. You don't have to stress out about these small issues, check engine lights and timing belts and this and that. You don't have any issues there. With my S-Class, even without using it, I used to pay around $4,000 to $5,000 per month to the dealership just to repair stuff. Because in Pakistan, there is no warranty structure here. So you have to pay them all the time. And I got sick of that, And I had around 12, 13 W222s. It's not just that I had the blue one or the gray one. I had silver, blue, gray, white, special colors. All of them had issues,
What year?
unique issues.
What years?
From 2013 till 2016. 16 S550
Are they
electric
still
hybrid was
bad?
the last. Excuse me?
They were bad.
They were bad, all very
Tell me this:
problematic, very
that 2
delicate.
liter, that 2 liter engine with the timing chain. The
Yes,
timing chain is fucked. Is that right?
yes.
You know the BMW. Tell me this: you know the BMW 3 Series? They use the 4-cylinder turbo, the N52 motor.
Hmm.
That's the turbo 4-cylinder. It's a twin turbo 4-cylinder. That motor has the timing chains. The guides. The timing chain guides are made of fucking plastic. Do you understand that?
Andy?
And the problem with plastic is it is not resistant to heat. When
You
you
know
put
what?
these plastic,
Why do they use plastic in motors? I don't fucking understand this. Why? It's cheap.
number
So
one,
that you
weight
keep
saving.
coming back.
Once you see it $2, I don't mean your car being gay, Bezel. Archie's picks. Archie's pick. Okay, no worries there. Guys, I got to tell you seriously, Saad, of the German makers, what do you think the most reliable is?
If you give me the option between the German brands, then I will go for Mercedes-Benz just because it is known to be one of the best in the
Isn't
world.
Audi better than Mercedes, or you
I
disagree?
don't like Audis. Honestly, they are fast. I don't like them. They are very sporty type of thing. They don't look executive. I don't have much experience with them, but I have been in the A8 and the big ones with the big engines. However, why not go for Mercedes-Benz when you are you will have the same headache
The
that
V6,
you
what do you
have.
think of the 6-cylinder? The 6-cylinder Benz is good or rubbish?
Six. They have changed V6 to inline six now. They have again switched to the inline six-cylinder engines.
Oh, I
And
see.
yeah, and inline six cylinders are much better than the inline four or the V8s. So if you ever want to go for S class, go for those inline six-cylinder engines.
In BMW, they have no inline 6 that's not turbo. They all turboed now.
But those were the old inline six, which used to be 3-liter turbos.
But
The new ones are not.
the new
Yeah.
BMW, every 6-cylinder is turboed.
By the way, I have just recently bought an i8 Roadster, which was one of the last production i8 which BMW made.
How do you
It has
find
a
that? 3-cylinder,
it is.
isn't it? 3-cylinder.
I really don't know much about it, but it's on its way, and it has a special order exterior color, which is somewhat sophisto gray, and orange interior. It is a Roadster. It is
It
very
has
rare,
fake
actually.
sound. You know that has fake sound. You know this?
Yeah, it has. It
What
has
do you
fake
think of
sound,
fake
and
sound?
the M6 also used to have fake sound. M5 also. They had
Fake
sound
sound
coming
on
from
the
the speaker.
M5.
Yes, yes.
How did you know this?
You can Google it. You will find out the M10 engines.
They have fake.
Yeah, fake.
How fake?
They have some special speakers which were hidden, and it was attached to the accelerator pedal, like a volume type of thing. So it's weird, but
What do you think of that?
I think a person sitting inside, he will be having fun anyhow. I mean, the sound is for the guys who are sitting, who are the owners. So it is fine, I think.
I hate peasants, $20. The answer is always Porsche, Porsche, Porsche. Have you had any experience with Porsche, Saad?
It's also on its way. It is Cayenne, I don't,
Well, what about the
Taycan, yes,
911?
Taycan Turbo.
What about the
Tay-
911?
Never sat in one, don't know about it, but it is a very
Boxster?
iconic car. No,
Boxster?
no, no. Boxster is a cheap car. Boxster is a cheap
It's
car.
mid-engine, but
But it is very, very small, and it looks like it is made for compromises. It is like
it is. It is. It's called affordability. Not everyone can buy Bentleys, Saad. Maybe you should have got a Porsche, bezel of steel. Do you regret? You realize that now or not?
Not for that same price, though, Arch. for 30K.
What's a Boxster gonna cost you? 50K? Just
50
finance
probably
it at 2%
starting.
money. You can just finance it at 3%.
I waste enough money as it is. You don't even need a car where I live, Arch. Just to park it is $325 US a month.
It's undercover?
Yeah, I have a no. It's I live like in a building, like in a high rise. So parking there $325 a month, just about anywhere in the city.
I see.
It's almost like New York though, like Manhattan.
Yeah,
like it's not
exactly.
really drivable. The roads are not conducive to
Once you see it, $2. I had a GT4, greatest car ever. Once you see it, GT4. The GT3 is the one they like, isn't it? The GT4.
GT3 is an old car.
They still make a GT3 Porsche, don't they?
Okay.
The 911 GT3. Tell me this, bezel of steel. What did you have before the Alpha?
What did I have before that? I had a manual BRZ for a while.
Ah, that's the Subaru Toyota Cross.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find that?
As far as affordable, manual, and you can still take it on a back road, have some fun with it, and it was pretty good. Never broke down once, cheap service. Had that for a long time. It was not bad.
Did you have the Subaru or the Toyota one?
Subaru.
Subaru.
So
is
then
Subaru for lesbians in America? Is that true or that's not true?
Sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah, you mention it all the time. Oh yeah.
It is true?
I mean, it's the stereotype. I don't know if I know any, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
But those Imprezas were really good, the STI Imprezas.
Honestly, most Subarus, like couple people, friends, family had it. Now one has broken down or had any issues.
Apparently, the 4-cylinder engine is not the best, I've heard. Exotic Car Play Place. It's a great Canadian channel. Mm-hmm. He was saying they've got some trouble. Do you watch Exotic Car Play Place?
Only a couple times. I watched those. What are the other guys in Canada that are pretty good? I forget what they're called.
Wow, that's amazing. Saad, how many cars do you order all the time? Why are they coming there? What do you do with them?
I use them for some time and then sell them.
How do people get them serviced in Pakistan?
BMW does the Rolls-Royce. There are different companies who manage the cars, different cars. The Germans are normally done by BMW or Range Rover Land Rover have their own service centers here.
Tell me
so
this.
It is manageable.
Would you be stupid enough to buy an Italian car?
Never. No, I really wanted to buy F430. F430.
Yes.
I really
Ferrari.
wanted to buy it. Yeah, Ferrari F430 because it was much easier to maintain. The 360 Modena was a very problematic car.
Yes.
For one small thing, you had to take out the whole engine. With the 430, they solved this problem, and it is still not dated. From the way it looks, the Scuderia models and the wide bodies, they're still very beautiful cars.
Tell me this: would you ever, American? Do you ever go Corvette in Pakistan? Corvette?
Yes, we have Corvettes. Yes, we have.
What do you think?
Love them. I love Corvettes, especially the C7 or the new one C8, I believe, which is the mid-engine. I love them. I love LS7, LS1 engines.
Can I
ask
you this, Saad? Have you ever thought about importing? What side of the road do you drive on? Same as America, or?
No, we have no issues. Normally, it is right-hand drive, but I have Toyota Tundra, which is left-hand, and we drive it. There is no issues with that.
No
yeah.
Would you ever bring in some Cadillacs? Like I like the Fleetwood Brogans.
My friend had that Pimp Mobile. I remember that he had that one with the air suspension. The same one that you.
Yes.
It's very gayish type thing. It's 100% gay certified.
Yes. It is. But it's still fun, isn't it?
The suspension will be very comfortable because I see them rolling too much. There is too much roll in the suspension.
$2 CB, except Porsches. Okay, there we go. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Once you see it, $2. I had a GT4, greatest car ever. And who else was there? Okay.
That was it. You're up to speed.
Yeah, we're up to speed. My God, it's So tell me this, Alpha Man. How much could you? How much are they worth? Anything or not?
You got to change your name now, eh?
To Alpha Man. Oh no.
Alpha
Are they
Man.
worth anything?
I mean, right, because of COVID, I bought it right when COVID started, so it's held its price, I think, decently well. I could still probably get out of it
Why don't
fine.
you flick it now? Get out of the damn thing.
I probably will. Probably in the next 9 months. I think that's how much warranty I have left.
The Ego from Venice, $5.
In Venice, we don't need cars. However, I invented the automobile.
Thank you very much, and good night.
I got to tell you, I've been looking at some cheap cars. What about semi-trailers, Sard? Would you buy a semi-trailer?
Again with the semi-trailer. What are you going to do with this?
Sod probably owns a trucking company.
Looking for those lot lizards.
How will you handle a trailer?
No,
Where will you
just
keep
drive
it?
the truck. Just drive the track. You just drive the front bit.
We're going to park it.
I know. I mean,
But it's no different to driving a Tundra, a Toyota Tundra, or a semi-trailer Kenworth. What's wrong
You
with
reckon?
that? Yeah.
No, but
Come on, Sard.
just stick to Toyota. Whatever you buy, go for Toyota. Never think about. I am 35 years old, but I believe you should not go for these status symbols, these badges and stuff. Go for something which is reliable. When that Alpha guy, he's always, you can see from his face how much stress he is just because of his car.
Yeah.
I reckon you should trade it in on a Lexus. That's what you should do, Alpha Man.
I don't even need a car, Arch. I'll get rid of it, and who knows
I
if I'll
hate
get one.
peanuts. $20. Sard, get a 992 Turbo S, and you'll thank me later.
Or just do what Archie's going to do and just trade it in on like a Peterbilt or something. You'd be right. San Francisco.
Mr. Tudor, to you, $5. What do you guys think about Lucid Motors, the Tesla killer? The stock is hot right now, so go get some.
If you have to plug it into a wall, I'm not.
You're not interested.
I'm not interested. I'm
trying to remember. Is Lucid just?
I'll just be 1
Lucid
minute
is.
there. I'm just going to grab a piece of fudge, okay?
Yep.
Just take. I bought some fudge yesterday. I'm going to sneak this before anyone sees me eat some fudge. Do you like fudge?
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's expensive. A lot of sugar in it, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to get a little bit.
If you were looking at that Archie weight loss program thingy, you're gonna revamp or whatever. No fudge, fudgeless. But in all seriousness, where are you gonna go in a Kenworth? Even just a tractor. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go with that?
What's Arch's plan? I've heard this a few times on the streams. Like, does he want to tour Australia and do live streams? Like, what's the point?
Buy a caravan and tour Australia if that's what you want to do, like everyone else. What's he going to do? He's going to tow a semi. He's going to get a 18-wheeler.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So you had the Toyota, the 86 or whatever.
Oh yeah, the BRZ. Yeah.
And that was reliable, and you were saving a lot of money. You thought, how can I spend all this money in one go? So you bought an Alpha, yeah?
You know what? It was start of COVID, and I figured, why not throw some money away?
That's it. That's what I did too. I had all this money saved up from driving a Mazda, and I thought I'll buy a BMW. Same difference.
Yeah.
That worked out well. So
you
Archie,
had the GT6, right? The GT6 Toyota.
The BRZ, but yeah, same thing.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Archie, explain from start to finish your plan for this bloody semi-trailer.
I just think it'd be so cool to have a semi-trailer. You know what I mean? I could do. Sometimes you see trailers in the industrial estate. I could just hitch up to it and lend it, couldn't I?
What, steal his trailer? Take it for a spin, bring it back?
Exactly.
I guess so.
You know how much a trailer can cost?
500,000.
I haven't priced one. No,
they're not cheap.
I think we would miss you too much if you were doing some long haul trucking. Maybe what if you got a tow truck instead and you did like a repo like repossessions on people's cars.
Oh.
You could do the show on the road.
Live
You could have a
stream?
webcam on your dash, and you could use the CB as your mic.
Yay.
That'd be cool.
Apparently, with trucks, there's American drivetrain, and they have European drivetrain.
Yeah.
The American drivetrain is like General Motors. You know, they don't have a lot of computerized shit in it. Whereas the European trucks, you need a computer to do anything to it. Even Mac has gone a European drivetrain.
Archie, what do you think about Toyota Crown?
I like the Century better.
Centuries become too big, and they are very old looking type of things. But the Crowns are somewhat modern and easily maintainable.
They used to use the Crown as a taxi in Singapore.
In Japan, police cars are still the Toyota Crowns.
Yes.
You can also get the Toyota Crown Majesta if you want a bigger one.
Yes. Remember, I don't know if you remember the Cressida. Do you remember the Cressida?
Yes, Cressida.
What happened to the Cressida?
It discontinued. Cressida were they were changed to Mark II, I think. Mark II or Mark X. I'm not sure but Corona, Cressida, Carina, all of these old vehicles, all of them are discontinued.
I like the Cressida. That was my favorite.
Cressida was bigger than Corona, smaller than a Crown.
Had the 6-cylinder.
Okay, Cressida is now the new Camry is actually the Cressida. Yes. Camry is also a good vehicle.
Do you remember the first Camry that came out?
Yes. The ugly one, yeah.
You're hearing this?
What did you say?
These are all affordable cars that don't break down.
Let me show you the original Camry. Okay.
No.
This is what it looked like. Here, remember this?
Oh no, I haven't seen that before.
That came out in the early mid-80s.
It looks like Sprinter, Corolla Sprinter.
Yeah, it's bigger than a Sprinter.
Yes.
Do you remember these? Hey, Timely, do you remember these?
Vaguely, yeah. It sort of reminds me in that shape how it is there, almost of like the Telstar, the old one.
Well, the Telstar was just a Mazda 6, Mazda 626.
626, yeah.
You know what was an amazing car for its time? The Mitsubishi. I don't really like Mitsubishi. Magna. Remember the Magna?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And the top of the line, this was a Magna Elite. The Elite. You had made it if you had an Elite.
Two-tone.
No, the two-tone was SE. Actually, that's the SE wheels there. That's a late Elite. But I always, this was a GLX. That was the base model, the GLX. And I always thought these were so... This is an SE. I always thought Mitsubishi Magna GLX. Okay, this is what they look like.
They look like Honda Accord from the front of its time.
The SE, that was the mid-tier one. And then
CB,
they had
$5.
the Elite. The Elite was absolutely... You were made it. That was... it had alloys, proper alloy wheels. You had... CB, $5. Driving a Toyota is like driving a refrigerator. I hope Toyota Mo is not listening. Can I ask you something? You Americans, right? You know the Honda Accord?
Yeah.
Now, I actually think this is one of the most beautiful, the 9th generation, right? I think that's beautiful, okay?
Very comfortable too.
What the fuck did they do with this one, the 10th generation? What the fuck How could they have something so beautiful and then they brought this out and said this is the new one? Please explain.
The new Civic is
making-
also like this one. The new
But why is it
2021
so,
Civic.
and you know the engine in this side, it's a 1.5 litre turbo.
With hybrid?
Or non-hybrid. It's got a 1.5 litre turbo.
Won't it be too much stress on the engine?
That's what I thought, Sard.
Yeah, it does. But
You know-
because of our silly emission standards, a lot of the newer cars now are going with smaller engines, which don't give enough power for consumers, and then manufacturers are making these small engines, having turbos on them.
You know, Sard, some of the
Yes.
BMW 1 Series have 3-cylinder engines in them. Same
Oh
in the
my
Mini.
goodness.
You know
Yeah,
that
but
3-cylinder. Wait, hang on a minute. Don't be, oh my goodness. Your i8, that's a 3-cylinder.
But it has a electric motor in it. It is very
Yeah,
fast.
it's got two motors. It's got two motors, but it's got fake
Well,
sound.
let's
You know
split
why
up.
it has fake sound? Because a 3-cylinder motor doesn't sound horny. It sounds like a Suzuki Mighty Boy. Did you ever
So in
remember
another-
the Suzuki Mighty Boy?
No.
So in another 10 or 20 years, when the majority of new vehicles that are coming out are all electric, then would you accept the
Okay, this is
fake
the K
engine
class.
sound?
The K class cars.
Yeah,
The
did
Suzuki
you like
Swift.
them?
What is this?
No, it's smaller. The Mighty Boy, 3-cylinder.
How did we get onto this?
don't like the Mighty Boy?
$75.
I cannot fit inside this.
Yeah, there's a familiar face. CB,
Totally.
$5.
What? Here we go. CB, $5. Archie, if you don't behave in this life, you will come back driving the Prius, wearing a Scrally and married to Marcelo's wife.
Wow.
There you go,
Better
guys.
behave.
I got to tell you, Alpha Man, couldn't they fix the timing problem? They had to change the motor. Hey, Timely, what do you think of that?
What's on the screen right now?
No, the fact that they had to change the motor because of a timing
okay.
issue.
Well, first of all, what's on the screen? I'm not a fan of either of them. And one is garbage, and the other one's keeping us all locked up. So I'm not a fan of either of them. And in regards to changing everything, sounds like an Alpha.
Pretty much.
It is what it is, Arch. It's an Alpha. What do you want? Like, some of us get lucky and it lasts forever, the very few of us, and some of us, majority, get stuck with one that's going to have issues. Hopefully his new motor is problem-free. But, yeah, we'll pray for you.
I mean, it's all covered, right? Like, it didn't cost me a penny. I knew it had the warranty. Like, it's fine.
But it is costing you time, you know. The car is not with you most of the time. It is in workshop. So is that something right to do?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, okay?
It's a risk. I knew
It's like
I
a
took it.
4-cylinder Ferrari. Do you understand it? You got to look at it that way, Sard. It's like a 4-cylinder Ferrari.
And eventually the warranty runs out.
And if it doesn't sell after warranty, then what?
Oh, I'm planning to sell it before that.
Nobody will buy it after the warranty is expired.
They
know that.
Yeah, they're harder to move, but
There's always silly people like me out there that'll buy it anyway. It doesn't matter.
By the way, why do people don't like Toyotas and Lexus? Most of
No
the
worries,
young
Birminghard. You got to shoot off, Birminghard.
Yeah, you got to take off. Nice
I'm
chat,
going to
Arch.
wrap
Good
this
talking with
baby
you.
up. I'm going to wrap
All right,
this
bro.
baby up in 7 minutes anyhow. But thank you,
Okay.
Birminghard, for your service. We
Hope,
thank you.
Hope the back feels better.
Yeah, it's actually it's okay. I don't know what's wrong.
All right. Good to
I've
see you
been
guys.
doing those squats. See you later.
The Ego from Venice, $2.
Ego from Venice. Here we go. Ego from Venice, $2. New guys, thoughts on Zero West timepieces?
That's you, Alpha Man.
I mean, I know Paul Thorpe loves them. Frankly, They don't speak to me. British history, not my thing.
They're garbage. They're garbage. Tell me this, Bezel of Steel. Would you ever buy an Alpha again?
I would lease one if they gave me a great deal. Otherwise, I don't think I'd want to own one.
Why were they so bad in America? They're so beautiful. I think the Giulia is one of the most beautiful looking executive. White with the black interior. That's a lovely combination. Why didn't they sell?
I don't think many people knew about it. You know what's interesting? Like I would drive it around and people look at me and ask me what it is. And you think like, right, it's not something that's ridiculously expensive. They kind of brought it back, no advertising, nothing. Plus they break down.
Make a really pretty car though, yeah?
Yeah.
Alpha makes
it's a good looking car.
Incredibly.
They just need reliability and then
I don't know what's the 156 was supposed to be their start of reliability. They said it's going to be like an Italian BM. It wasn't.
And the first ones made had the Magneti Marelli electrics, and then that quickly changed to Bosch for reliability because they had issues. And
did you have which electrics did
Bosch.
you have?
Mine was
what
99.
year was yours was what?
99. So I had the Bosch electrics.
So my 2000 would have had Bosch electrics as well. Ah, got you. Yep. Got you. I love that car still.
Can you imagine Italians trying to do wiring? Come on. Please.
Well, Lucas is just as bad, the British. So,
Lucas, Bosch, all of them are problematic.
Can I show you my dream car? We're wrapping this baby up. I want to show you my dream car. I actually like this. Let me show you this. I think these are actually quite reliable. I want to get the new. It's the new Camry. I'll show you this Camry. I'll show you which one I reckon is the most beautiful. I like just this here. These wheels here. That's kind of just the stock standard Camry. Look at that.
Very beautiful car.
Oh, it works for them.
I think that shape is quite nice. You know, it's not much different to the ES. You know, the Lexus ES.
Yes, same frame.
Same, yeah. So why would you buy the Lexus? You know what I mean? But I'm thinking maybe this is too big for me. I might get the baby SUV Toyota.
Which one? The Prado or the Fortuner?
No, that's too. No. I'm talking baby SUV.
Diego's in the crowd. You want to get him on? Put the link up.
We're wrapping up. One of these little
babies.
The
CHR. The CHR. This is the CHR.
This is the Yaris Cross. See, what do you think of that?
Yaris Cross and Corolla Cross. These are the new models. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much. Because for us, our kids are getting bigger. They don't even want to go out with us anymore. You know.
Do you like that one, Arch?
I don't mind it.
Oh, looks like a Prius got fat.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's reliable. The thing that I am a bit angry about, why is everyone moving to CVT transmission, Saad?
CVT is much more efficient when it comes to fuel economy.
Why is it very unreliable, but?
No, not anymore. It used to be unreliable because people used to put wrong oil in it. Not anymore. It is very reliable now.
Oh, you think so?
Go for it. Yes, no issues at all. No issues.
Okay.
What can you search the CHR, which is a little bit bigger? Same. Yeah.
The CHR is beautiful. That's a beautiful car. I'll just pull it up. Just hang on. I'll just go to car sales. This is our #1 car sales website in Australia. Okay, this is where you go to have a look, and that was what was that? Which model again was it there? The CRV. CHR. Sorry. Let's have a look. 30,000 in Australia. It's a lot of money. Actually, you know what? The this is it. This is the one I was talking about. This is beautiful. These are beautiful cars. But look at that second hand. $32,000. It's got 60,000 kilometers on it.
CB 5 schmackaroonies.
Can you believe this or not? One with 126,000. They want $25,000. CB, CVT is cheap and nasty. Yes. Totally. Nissan used to use they kind of pioneered CVT, didn't they? Everybody uses CVT now, Saad. You know that?
Yes. Yeah. They have in Yaris.
Fuel economy.
Fuel economy, there is no lag. It's just, one gear which is being optimized at all times.
Yeah, but it always feels you're in the wrong gear, I find.
It feels like you are in just single gear, in one gear, That is, but you get used to it. You get used to it. It's not a big deal. You have to go with the time, People say hybrid is this, hybrid is that, You have to shift from this combustion engine to to the hybrid and then to the full electric vehicle once there are a lot of chargers everywhere. Don't stick to these big V8s and V12s. Time has changed, and people are running for fuel-efficient cars, not anymore these gas guzzlers.
I don't understand why they don't make a car that lasts. Wouldn't that be better for the environment? A car that actually lasted?
Toyota do that. Toyota's car lasts. Get a Corolla now, and it will last for 25 years if you keep it the way you do. Your Honda Civic or Accord that you have, hasn't it lasted 200,000 kilometers?
Yes, still
with
going
the
strong.
Mercedes-Benz, you cannot do that. My S-Class, which has a Diseño interior, the whole interior faded after 10,000 kilometers. It had a white interior, and this was the life of that S-Class interior. So, and I asked one of my German professors, why do Mercedes-Benz, they are just good for 3-5 years. They said these cars are made for the executives. They never go for a second-hand vehicle. And Mercedes' target market is only the chairman and executives of the companies. And after every 3 years, they come with a new facelifted version of the same car. So, those executives, they change car after 3 years. So their target is very different. And we go for the used S-Classes. We don't have the money. We have money to buy the car, but we don't have the same lifestyle to maintain it, which the CEOs have. This is where the problem comes in.
CB, $5 reduce.
CB, $5 reduce. Here we go. DAF in the 70s pioneered CVT. And DAF is partnership with the Chinese now, LDV. Have you seen those LDV vehicles, Timely?
No,
those Chinese cheap trucks, LDV.
I think there's a lot of Chinese stuff hitting the market here at the moment. That stands for
Leyland DAF vehicles, LDV. Those nasty.
I think so. There's a lot of, I was going to say crap hitting the market here at the moment, but yeah.
I'd rather go for Alfa Romeo than this DAF or whatever it is.
Guys, I'm going to wrap this baby up. We'll be back tomorrow. Love you all. Come again, and we will see you tomorrow, guys.
All right.